Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us on Oxford TV on what is another glorious afternoon here in Cowley. We've got the National League WSRA meeting this afternoon as the Chargers, who are sat top of the tree at the minute, they entertain the Sheffield Scunthorpe Steelers. Those two sides came together to be able to put a track on team this season. And for the Chargers, it's been an excellent season. They're, like I say, they're sat top. They're 5 points ahead of Leicester and Edinburgh, who've both got a meeting in hand, but they're chasing them down hard at the top of the league. But a win today for the Chargers could really cement that top spot, and they'll go into their last two away fixtures with a chance of taking this title, which they have obviously won back in 2023. So what we'll do is we'll head into the pits. We'll see if we can grab a word with Peter Schroeck, the Oxford team manager, and then hopefully somebody on the Scunthorpe Sheffield side of the pits as well. So if you want to follow me in, we'll head in and see who we can find in our side of the pits. It's very early. Crowd is still starting to come in, so there's not much activity in the pits at the moment. Let's have a walk up to the away side of the pits first. We'll see if we can't see. There's a few rider changes as well, which we'll go through for both sides. Let's see if we can grab a word with Ben Morley quickly. Ben, are you okay just to have a quick chat? How are you doing, my good man?
I'm very good, mate. Thank you.
Nice to see you again. I haven't seen you for ages, and then a couple of times in a couple of weeks.
No, that seems to be my season, to be fair. I seem to have a bit of a break and then a few in a row, which is, it would be nice to get them consistent, but got to take what I can.
And as long as those few in a row you're riding well, which do you feel like you are at the moment?
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing all right. I've had a few guest bookings and stuff and done fairly well, or to the standard I've felt like I did all right. So, yeah, apart from that, all right.
And you've been here already this season, haven't you?
Yeah, that was one of the not good ones.
Sorry.
But no, yeah, it was, these boys, these are good teams. So, everyone's got good riders in their teams and youngsters that are improving, really well. So it's for people like me, it's getting tougher.
And your side today, you've got a few changes in your team today, so it's a bit of a mixed bag in. But you are holding on to a massive aggregate point lead, and that is what you're going to want to try and get away from today, isn't it? You got like 28 points, I think it is.
Oh yeah, I don't think I was there for the first leg, so yeah, that's a very good lead. So hopefully, like you say, we've got a patched up team, but hopefully we can get the job done and be a smooth sailing night.
And we spoke at Plymouth, and for you personally, this level is in the bag for you. We want to get you more regularly racing in those higher divisions, don't we?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm racing against guys that are in that league and, doing 2, maybe even 3 meetings a week. And for me to have one every other week, if on a good week, yeah, I need to get more meetings. And I feel like the couple I've done in that league, I've fairly done well. So, yeah, it'd be nice to get another crack at it properly and be in a team secure and sort of know where I'm going to be, sort of thing. Yeah,
good man. We'll have a good one this afternoon. Hopefully you can lay that marker down this afternoon and, next year, who knows? Top man.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate
Cheers, Ben. Have a good one this afternoon. Brilliant. Let's have a wander up to the Oxford end of the pits. See if we can't find Peter Schroeck or one of their boys to have a quick chat with. Again, like no Jody Scott this afternoon. Jody's got a 7-day, I don't know what you call it, suspension pause in racing because of he was unwell. I tell you what we'll do. We'll grab Darryl RITCHINGS a second. I've just seen him walking. We'll see if we can't. Get grab your dad. Darryl, you got a second? Give him an elbow. How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm riding well. You okay?
Yeah.
Looking forward to this afternoon?
Yeah, I always enjoy coming down here. Obviously being in Swindon, it's a nice little drive.
It's nice and close.
Yeah, that's a bonus, isn't it?
And every time you've been here at this level, you've hit double figures?
Same again today, hopefully.
Yeah.
We just keep taking each meeting as it comes and try and do well, mate.
Have you surprised yourself in any way at how you've hit this season, hit the ground running? I know you're doing well on the grass and stuff as well. Is it a surprise to you? It's not a surprise to me, of course.
It is, to be honest. To me, I don't know. I come back and kind of thought maybe I'll just do a bit of National League and kind of go from there. But the grass track started off really well, and then I think my first meeting, I had double figures right from the get-go. So it's kind of been and then this season's just gone a bit crazy with the grass track and obviously riding for Paul in the championship and having guest bookings here and there. It's been good. So next season, hopefully, be even better.
Yeah, brilliant. And so, as in today, you've got a massive deficit to try and draw back for the aggregate point, but you're going to want to get this win. 3 meetings to go, top of the league. You could take this title.
I don't even know what the aggregate score is.
Oh, mate, there's like 28 points to claw back. So you've got to go big today to get that back.
I was injured when we raced against Scunthorpe.
And no Jody.
So yeah, everyone will be out there just giving it 110%, and yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine.
It'd be nice to win this league, wouldn't it?
100%.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Because I can't see the cheaters or the spies doing it. So if you can bring something back to the crowd, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, definitely. I know this season, I think for Oxford, it's kind of been, apart from us boys, it's kind of been a bit of a struggle in an uphill battle. But so yeah, like you said, it'd be nice to win this for them.
Good man. Have a great one this afternoon. Double figures again, please.
Cheers.
Brilliant. And I could just see Peter. So let's get Peter's angle on this afternoon quickly. He's taking a moment which I'm going to steal. Peter, I've just said you're taking a moment that I'm about to steal. In the sunshine. How you doing? Okay.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Lovely day today. So yeah. Should be okay.
And the meeting, you got 3 left. You sat 5 points clear. So a win today, try and draw in that aggregate point, be a big ask, but you could do it. But solid couple of points on the board would really help in terms of trying to take this title.
Yeah, I mean that's the main target really. You know, if we pick up the bonus point, then we have an exceptional day. You know, they still got a few good riders in there which can stop that. But I do expect the boys, if they do what they can do and have a bit of consistency today, I expect to pick up both points. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And just Arran back into the side. That's really positive. Is he 100%? Is he 95? Where's he at?
Well, you know, he obviously had a ride over in the Isle of Wight, and you know, he was racing there and he got back into it, but his hand is still giving him a little bit of chip, but it was quite rough apparently, sort of thing. So and I've been scouting around everywhere like everybody else this weekend, you know, trying to get riders, and you know, so I phoned him up like, look, how bad are you? He said, no, Pete, I just wanted to have another week off if I could, because he's got a few grass tracks coming up as well, but he's going to give it all today. So, and you know, even not being at his best, not being disrespectful to anybody else I could have got, I think he's going to do a decent job for us.
Yeah, and he knows the track, he knows the place, doesn't he? So yeah, let's hope he goes well. And just at the top end of the side, obviously Jody's off sick, as it were, for 7 days, and Dayle WOOD, he only came here, he had an accident, didn't he? So he only had like 1 ride, but he could be an excellent replacement for Jody at 1.
I would like to think so, you know. Yeah, he hasn't got nearly a 10-point average for nothing, you know. He's been solid all year round for Berwick as well. You know, had some tough races and one thing and another, but he's a good guy. He puts everything into it, and you know, even if he doesn't perform as Jody normally would, you know, I think he's going to get pretty close to it, and you know, he's going to be part of the team today, so we're going to support him, and hopefully he can help us to get what we need.
Get the points on the board. Brilliant. We'll have a terrific afternoon. Thanks for your time, Peter.
Thank you. You too.
Top man, thank you. There we go. There's a view from the pits. Ben Morley on that side, Darryl RITCHINGS and Peter Schroeck up this side. Let's hope it's an entertaining meeting. I'm sure it will be. Yeah, great to get the take from the guys in the pits there, Peter Schroeck, and thank you to Ben Morley and Darryl RITCHINGS. Yeah, you join us. It's the Chargers. It's the Sheffield and Scunthorpe Steelers on the opposite side of the pits this evening. It's a beautiful afternoon here. It's just starting to cloud over a little bit, but the sun is still out. It's warm. Spoke to Jamie Courtney regarding the track. He's really happy with the preparation he's had on it. He said the different start times are throwing him out a little bit at the minute. So we're all set, and I'm really delighted to be joined by my regular Chargers co-host, Luke Killeen. Luke, good to see you, buddy.
Glad to be back. I'm enjoying this now.
Yeah, it's good. We've got a bit of a thing going on with the Chargers, and we haven't seen them lose yet.
No, that's let's hope we can keep that one going. No, they are strong at home, and hence why they're really up there in the league.
Yeah, they're doing really well. That league table is looking pretty nice. There we go for the Chargers at the moment. So they've got a 5-point gap over Leicester, who are racing today. They're hosting Middlesbrough, who we can see a little bit further down that table. But it's Oxford's to lose. They've got this last home meeting today, then they've got 2 trips on the road. But Leicester will have to clean up in all of their meetings. I think the one challenge for Oxford today is that aggregate point. I think it's 28 points that they lost by at Scunthorpe. So that's a big ask, isn't it?
Yeah, that's huge, and it's it's definitely a big task on their hands. There is no reason they can't do it, but yeah, it's definitely everything's going to have to click down in the pits and click on track tonight. Yeah,
it'll be a big ask to try and get the aggregate point back, but that's what they'll be looking for. And when we run through the sides, there are a few rider changes on both sides of the pits this afternoon, and that could play into Oxford's hands a little bit. I think Scunthorpe coming here, they're not as strong as they possibly could be, but they've got a couple of really big heat leaders in riders like Luke Harrison, Ben Morley. They're established riders at this level.
Yeah, that's it. They're Ben's been around for a while, and Luke's really coming to light at the moment. I was guesting for Scunthorpe, and I raced alongside him and on Friday, and he was in that heat leader position and really held his own. So at the if he can do that at the championship level, there's no reason he can't do that here today. Yeah,
and we've seen him ride really well here before. So you can see the boys' bikes are coming out on track for the parade. It's a 3 o'clock tapes up here. We might be a little bit just after that. Jamie Courtney was saying, because he just wants to maximise the time that he's got to get maybe a bit more water into the surface. He was doing a bit more work on the starts, but the track looks terrific. There is a grip line out wide, but not too heavy as you'd expect it to be for the Chargers compared to the Cheetahs and the Spires.
Yeah, it's I say it week in, week out, and it's in my eyes it's the truth. The track looks so good this afternoon, and I do always point out that outside line, but it definitely looks it's a lot more noticeable today to see. There is a bit of dirt there that hopefully, those boys like, actually not Jody, those boys like Luke Harrison and, even Senna's been trying to get his back wheel out there lately. And, it should pay off for those boys. They are covering a bit more distance, but they should make a bit of gain.
Yeah, fantastic. Right, let's take a look at the two lineups, and we'll start with the opposition, the Sheffield Scunthorpe Steelers. As we've just mentioned, they've got a man at number 1 in Luke Harrison, who's riding in every division of the sport and is really starting to kick on and ride really well. At number 2, they've got a rider replacement in there. For Mickey Simpson, who we've seen on crutches down in the pits. We wish him all the best. At number 3 is Harrison Rodgers. Now, Harrison's come in. It was supposed to be Mark Parker for Jamie Etherington, and now we've got young Harrison Rodgers in at number 3. And he's going to be joined at another change at number 4. It was Vinnie Ford initially, but it's Kenzie COSSEY now, who comes in at number 4 for the Scunthorpe Sheffield Steelers. At 5, a man again we've mentioned, Ben Morley. He can score well. Along with Luke Harrison, they've got a good 1 and 5 there, 2 riders that could get double figures and really put it to the Chargers this afternoon. And then down at reserve, a man who's been around for a little while, Luke. He has had championship experience with Somerset back in 2019, a little while ago, but he has ridden at a higher level. And then at number 7 is Sam Woods, who comes into that reserve spot. I think he's making his track debut here today, so not that much expected of him. And for the home side, there's Peter Schroeck on the left. The boys are just getting ready to come out onto parade. For the home side, as Luke picked up on, no Jody Scott. He was ill, so he has to have a 7-day time out of the saddle. So Dayle WOOD's come in at number 1 to replace Jody Scott. Number 2, Senna SUMMERS, a man who we saw pick up a maximum here a couple of meetings ago. He's starting to ride really well, and like Luke says, he's getting out in that dirt and is an entertaining rider to watch. Number 3, Jacob Clouting. He's coming back into the team after a little period out with injury, so we want to see him do well today. We wish him the best back on the saddle, back on the bike. Today's captain for the Chargers is Ashton VALE. He's in that engine room of the side with Jacob. He'll be at 4 and he'll take the captaincy today. Number 5, Darryl RITCHINGS, a man who we heard from on the opening of the show. He scored double figures in every meeting here for the Chargers, and he wants to continue that today. And if they want to try and get that aggregate point as well as the victory, they're going to need him to do that. Arran BUTCHER, he's been out of the saddle after a nasty crash at Plymouth with a hand injury, but he's back into the team. He's declared himself fit and able to ride today after a bit of track time on the Isle of Wight. And down at reserve, young Max Broadhurst, who, to be honest with you, he's still not scoring massive, but I've seen a huge progression in the way that he's attacking the track, the way that he's riding, and he filters into that number 7. So for that Oxford side, who would be the one to pick out today, Luke, for you?
I'd say it'd have to be Darryl. I think, he's good, he's consistent, he's great at the start, and he's definitely looking to guide those boys to hopefully a big win.
Yeah, I think Darryl's going to be key to the success today, along with, to be honest, we've seen Senna score maximums, Ashton VALE in the past, so they've got a really strong side here at home. And for the away side, anybody specific you'd pick up on in that team? Obviously the 2 big heat leaders are the ones that jump out. Yeah,
I'd say, obviously Luke Harrison's too much of a given to sort of name him, but I feel, Ben Morley, he guested for the Cheetahs up in Edinburgh, and I believe he struggled a touch, but no, I think today the track looks like it suits him, and I think he's definitely going to be a strong suit for the team.
Yeah, agreed. I think, I was looking at their lineup. We've got Luke Harrison, Luke Harris, and Harrison Rodgers. So if I get any of their names wrong at some point today, I apologise, but it is a given that I probably will. But in 1 and 5, Ben and Luke, they've got 2 really strong riders at the top end. It's what the other riders can contribute to try and it'd be a big ask for them to get a win, I think, today, but it's just whether they can cling on to that aggregate point.
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, they say that reserves win matches for teams, and, I think that's definitely going to show today. But like you point out as well, that engine room of the team, you know, the numbers 3 and 4, they're a vital part as much as everyone else. So we'll, just have to wait and see what happens. But, I think I know who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, as expected. So, yeah, thank you for joining us this afternoon. If you're an Oxford fan and you just thought you'd take in the stream rather than the meeting, it's great to have you on board. And if you're a fan of the Steelers, it's great that you've tuned in. Thank you very much for doing so. We hope your boys have a good meeting this afternoon and put a good meeting on for us to watch. So we'll just listen in and see if we can hear the coin toss and see which way this goes. Was that 1 and 3 in heat number 1 for the away side?
That's it. Yep.
And again, I think that's a standard pick.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty standard. You know, you get those 3 out of your first 4 races off of 1 and 3 when you choose that. So it's it's vital to take that choice and have a strong start. But you know, those boys will be looking for an early lead. But we'll just see what happens. The gates will come to the Chargers as it goes on.
And I just think sometimes I look at, especially when I watch yourself and the Spies and the Cheetahs, I sometimes think it should be given the better gates in air brackets to the reserves. But on a day like today, you need Luke Harrison to jump out the gate in number 1 and get a win, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, from my experience last year here, choosing those gates 2 and 4, I always found, because it gives you reserves 1 and 3 in heat 2. And you get off to a bit of a tougher start, but come heat 13, you know, you guys have 1 and 3. I found it ideal. And it's, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. I just say my personal preference. I always went for 2 and 4 when I had the choice.
Yeah, I always. It's interesting. I take Peter Schroeck's angle on it, and he's very much along the lines of, let's see if we can, especially at home, help the reserves out in heat number 2. But hey, let's wait and see what it brings today and how it develops. So the 2 teams are just getting introduced to the crowd. We've heard an intro for all of the Steelers, and now we'll just run through the Chargers. The home side there's a decent crowd in today again. It's a beautiful day here. The bar underneath, as always, gets really full, and it is again today. And we've got some crowd on down the back straight, down turns 3 and 4, and a good crowd underneath us. So they'll all go out and put in a couple of laps now, just a couple of practice starts, get a bit of a feel for the circuit, and then we'll swiftly be moving into heat number 1. So again, we talk about it quite a lot, Luke. This is just familiarisation with your bike rather than the track, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, it's nice to test. Maybe some riders have made some changes to, say, their clutch setup, and no, it's a good way to test it and see the way the clutch is working. And I mean, sometimes, you know, they'll do sort of a half throttle corner here and there, and I find myself doing that to see if I've chosen the right setup. So, you know, it gives you a slight chance to make some last minute changes and just try and get dialed in before your first race.
Because that is it. It's about getting dialed in before your first race. Darryl RITCHINGS on his back wheel that tends to be the norm on the parade lap, but it does give you the chance to make a couple of starts, see whether you want to change anything. And if you're out in heat number 1, it literally is bang straight out. In 2 minutes are on and out they come. So in our programme it says Gary Allen for referee, but I haven't seen Gary Allen. I think I saw Paul Carrington down in the pits. We'll confirm that in a minute, who the referee is on the button today. But I don't think it's Gary Allen. I haven't seen him here. But it's one that Oxford have got to win. It's one they've got to take points from. And then they've got 2 tough away meetings to try and get over the line. But it'd be great because you were part of the winning team here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was. That was a great feeling, you know, to win that league and be a part of that side. And a little bit gutted we couldn't do it last year. You know, some things didn't go our way, but it is what it is, and hopefully those boys can bring it back to Oxford.
I think it was that last year, but it also Leicester were crazily strong last year, weren't they?
Yeah, they had an unreal side and,
Yeah.
and a very strong home advantage. All those boys were really good at home and, all of them were very good away as well. So that's, when all the boys are clicking at the same time, it's a huge part of, being a winning team.
Because I think they literally pulled away from everybody last year, Leicester, didn't they? And to be honest, if Oxford can win this today, which we anticipate they should do, they could do the same as Leicester. They could end up winning this league by 6, 7, 8 points.
Yeah, it'd be great to see, and we had a year out. We come close last year to bringing back some silverware with the Cheetahs, but no, it didn't quite go our way, and there was no silverware last year, so hopefully we can get some here now.
Be good to see these boys get that over the line. So there's Dayle WOOD on screen. He comes in today for Jody Scott. It's a big ask replacing Jody because he is one of the top riders at this level, but I think Dayle as well is very established at National League level, and he could give us a good return from that number 1 spot.
Yeah, that's it. And he's ridden many laps around here, and he's definitely got the grips with the track. So it's a worthy replacement. But like you say, it's very hard to fill Jody's boots.
Yeah, and I'm just looking across. Obviously, they got rider replacement at number 2 today for Mickey Simpson. So I'm just trying to see. I think it's Ben Morley over there with his helmet on. So I anticipate we are going to see Ben Morley in, and straight away that's a good pairing to come out in heat number 1, and potentially that's what they were planning with the picking of the gates, because if Ben and Luke can make the gate, it could be an interesting opening heat.
Yeah, that's a very strong pairing, like you say, and with Ben Morley off of that gate 1 as well, it's going to be a tough task for the boys, but there's no reason they can't pop out the gates themselves and try and take an early lead. Yeah,
it certainly is. So we can see Ben Morley there. So it will be Ben Morley in at number 2 on that rider replacement ride for Mickey Simpson. He will join Luke Harrison, which is a pretty strong spearhead in heat number 1. And they'll be up against Dayle WOOD and Senna SUMMERS. But like we said, Senna's really, really found some form, and not just here, on opposition tracks as well. Yeah,
he's... I'd say his confidence is built over the off-season, and definitely bike time's helped. But no, I think, he's come a long way in such a short period of time, and you think it was only 2 years ago the other day that he had his first skid on a speedway bike. So
that's crazy, That's crazy.
Yeah, he was showing me, it popped up in his memories on his phone the other day, and it was probably only 2-3 days ago. He had his first ride, and then it wasn't long after that he was in the under-19 championship. So he's progressed real quick, and he's been around the sport for a while, but he's not been on the bike for very long.
And it does help when he's like mechanic in view as well, doesn't it? So right, here we go. Here's our lineup for heat number 1. Oxford Stadium, they sponsor heat number 1 here. So we are going to see that rider replacement on the inside will be Ben Morley in yellow for the away side. Senna SUMMERS, he's going to be in blue off of gate number 2. Luke Harrison, he will be in white off of gate number 3. And it'll be Dayle WOOD, there we go, Ben's picture's appeared. And it'll be Dayle WOOD in red off of the outside for Oxford. So it was the Steelers and Luke Harrison that won the toss. They chose to take gates 1 and 3 in this opening heat. And with a really strong pairing, let's see how that pans out for them. 2 minutes is well and truly on. Start Marsh is going to bring the boys into line, and this will get this WSRA fixture off and running. Takes up on heat number 1 and into that first turn. It's a really tight first turn. All the boys have made the gate. Senna just locking up and going across the front of Luke Harrison. Ben Morley with Dayle WOOD around the outside as they go into turns 3 and 4. Dayle really put it over the top of Ben, and he's looking back at the inside here, but Dayle seems to have stamped his authority on it.
Yeah, he's just stretching a tiny bit of a lead now, and a few steady laps. Luke Harrison's coming in hot now. He's already on their tail, and he's definitely going to get stuck in and see if he can do anything about it.
A couple of laps pretty close there, but Dayle WOOD, like I was saying, stamped his authority on it now. Ben Morley in second, Luke Harrison in third. Senna just cut adrift a little bit as we come into lap 4, last one, and Dayle WOOD's looking good, and the two boys have packed in there. Look like a 3-3.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting in each other's way just a touch, but no, Luke's got plenty of speed coming in them corners, and he's give it one last blast now.
Yeah, we can see Luke Harrison just looking over the top. He'll take second from Ben Morley, but nothing really between the front 3 there, but a great opening win for Dayle WOOD and the Chargers over Luke Harrison, who got himself up into second ahead of his teammate Ben Morley for a share of the spoils in the opening heat. Dayle would be really pleased with that. Luke Harrison got the second. So Dayle comes around, just had the applause from the home crowd. Really good opening win for him, especially against the 1 and 5 of the opposition side. So there we go, Dayle WOOD with the win, Luke Harrison in second, from Ben Morley in third, and Senna SUMMERS at the back. So 3-3 opening heat. And as you were saying there, Luke, it's when you're in second and third, you both want to take it to the heat lead, don't you? So you're both trying to get. So we can see it from the start here. It's a really, really tight first turn. All the boys made the gate, really, didn't they?
Yeah, but Dayle just showed them elbows and stamped his authority, and we see him do it here again, and just sweeps around the outside, and it's smooth sailing from there. Yeah,
he got his wheels in line, got in front. And then when I was just saying there, when you're second and third as teammates, both of you want to take up that charge to get there, but sometimes you just trip over each other a little bit.
Yeah, it's both boys obviously believe they can be the one to take it to Dayle there, and in trying to do that, they've probably messed each other up a touch, but that's the way it is.
Is there ever a conversation, the boys are out ready for heat number 2 there, moving on with this meeting, is there ever a conversation that if that scenario happens on track, I'll drop by, Luke, you go for or is it just what happens on track at that time?
It is what it is, really. I've had it here and there when Rowan has dropped it on me once or twice, believing he's the man to take it, and he does then take a lead from me, so he obviously is quicker, but in doing so sometimes it's messed me up, and you've just got to try and smoothly pass your teammate with loads of room.
Right, so we're moving on to heat number 2. All the riders are up at tapes, and we're going to see Arran BUTCHER coming back from injury. He'll be in the red helmet colour off the inside for the Chargers. Luke Harris, he will be off gate number 2 in the white helmet colour for the Steelers. Max Broadhurst, he's going to be in blue, gate number 3 for the Chargers. And Sam Woods, he will be the man in the yellow helmet colour off of gate 4 for the Steelers. Keith Cook Construction, they sponsor heat number 2. And like Luke was saying in the opening of the show there, it's the reserves that sometimes can win your meetings, and you just feel that this pairing for the home side, they could prove a little bit too strong. But I've seen Luke Harris win races at championship level, so he could. Someone's popping away a little bit at the start there. Here we go. Start marshal walks away. Takes it up on heat number 2. It's a great start off the inside for Arran BUTCHER. He's going to be joined by teammates Max Broadhurst. So it's up to the Steelers now to see if they can reel in Max Broadhurst in that second place. Sam Woods looks like he's the man that's going to go deep out wide. Oh, he's got him bothered there. He's kept it upright, but I'll tell you what, Max Broadhurst, he's going to have a race on his hands here.
Yeah, he's just going to have to try his best now to, just not worry about them and focus on where he's going. Those boys are all giving it their all to, try and get past him and get rid of that heat advantage. But smooth sailing for Arran out in front now, and let's hope Max can just hold on to that. It's getting a bit close. Yeah,
it's tough for him for that second place. Arran BUTCHER, he's checked out, he's riding really well. Luke Harrison just goes wide, that lets Sam Woods up the inside into third place. So with a lap to go, Max Broadhurst has got the 2 Steelers all over his back wheel. And to be fair to Sam Woods, he does look like he's got some speed. He's gone past his teammates, he's got 2 turns to do it. He's got him really hot on Max Broadhurst. Max had to hold his line there, and he does so, and he's held on for an excellent second place, Luke.
Yeah, that's a really good result for the boys, and that'll be really good for Max's confidence too.
Sure, Sam's bite sounds overly great there, and he did just fall going in. He came in really hot. I thought he was going to collect Max at one point there.
So did I, and it seemed Max put the brakes on a touch, maybe on purpose, maybe on accident, but no, it was a good defensive move, and obviously Sam had to back out of that, and Max really saved them that 5-1 there.
Yeah, real confidence boost in second place for Max Broadhurst, a 5, and he comes around to take their crowd. 5-1 to the home side. Arran BUTCHER with the win, Max Broadhurst second, Luke Harris third. Sam Woods dropped it but regained to come across the check flag. So 5-1, 8-4 after 2 heats, and that for Max Broadhurst I think is a fantastic second place. Arran BUTCHER did the business from the tapes and disappeared. Almost a cut above the other 3 there, but excellent for Max.
Yeah, that's it was a really strong ride from Arran there, and Max too. He kept those boys behind him for all 4 laps, and they were on his tail, but he held his nerve and held on for that vital second place.
Yeah, he did really well, and like we were saying in the opening, I've seen Max really progress over the course of the season, and he's attacking the track a lot more than what he was doing at the start of the season, and I don't think he'd have held on to that at the start of the season. I think he would have lost that second place, so that shows me that he's really starting to come on.
Yeah, that's it, and I think that comes down to headstrong as well. He's definitely a lot more confident in himself, and it's showing. He's scoring the points now.
Yeah, absolutely. A great 5-1 for the home side. That gives them an 8-4 lead at this stage, and obviously we're looking at the victory for the the Chargers today, but we will keep an eye. As you can see, they're 39.63. That's the progressive aggregate score. And you know, the more and more heat advantages they get, the more chance they'll think they've got of reeling that back in.
Yeah, that's it. It's it's looking good at the moment, but it is way too early to say.
It's a big ask at this stage, yeah, absolutely. So the riders are at tapes for heat number 3, and it's heat 3 where we see a good engine room for the home side and an unknown one really for the away side. Harrison Rodgers, he's going to be in the white helmet colour off of the inside for the Steelers. Ashton VALE, captain for the day, he's blue helmet colour off of gate number 2 for the Chargers. Kenzie COSSEY, he's come in today, yellow helmet colour gate 3 for the Steelers. And Jacob Clouting coming back from injury, he's red helmet colour off of gate number 4. So Liquid Screed, they sponsor heat number 3. And in Ashton and Jacob, that's a strong 3 and 4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very strong pairing, you know, but yeah, with Jacob, he's been off the bike for a while. I'm not sure if he's ridden since his injury, but no, we'll see. It's a big ask from gate 4 if it is his first ride back, but there's knowing Jacob, there's no reason he can't do it.
Yeah, if Kenzie COSSEY on gate 3 can make the gate and charge up into that first turn and keep Jacob on the outside, is going to make it really difficult for him. That's what they'll be hoping. With the boys in white and yellow, they'll be hoping to make the gate over the 2 Chargers. Here we go. Heat number 3 takes up and away we go. It's a good start off the inside from Harrison Rodgers. Oh, down comes Jacob. That'll be all 4 back, I'm sure. But if that opening half a lap has got anything to go by for the Steelers, they both made the gate. They're both competitive around those first 2 turns, and that might have surprised a few people. Here we can see it from the tapes again, Luke.
Yeah, strong start from both Steelers there. You know, just taking care of their opposing riders, but no, maybe Kenzie just took him a little too hard there.
Yeah, there was definitely contact. That's what saw Jacob come down. It was within the space of the first turn, so I think we'll see all 4 back, no question about that. But the two Steelers made the gate there. They certainly did.
They did too, and you know, looking down at these starts from up here, there's they look to be drying out a bit already, but no, I think, you know, there's not too many options from looking up here. So if those boys have used that good spot on that start, then they may be on the back foot now.
Yeah, Dayle WOOD bounced off of gate 4 in heat number 1, and it was Arran BUTCHER off the inside. So 1 and 4 have given us the 2 gates. But I think what I find at National League level is so much goes on within those 4 laps that it's not always just about the start, is it? Whereas with the Championship and the Premiership, you know, if let's say 80 times out of 100 if somebody makes the gate, boom, you know, they're going to manipulate the heat and do what they want to do. Whereas at this level, so much changes within those four laps that the gate stats are somewhat distorted a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, you know, there's plenty going on in these heats. It's quite entertaining, but like you say, with, you know, those top 2 leagues here, yeah, you know, gates is such a vital part of the racing, and that goes for most tracks these days. You know, the passing's definitely minimalised over the last few years, and yeah, it just depends who's got a big set.
Yeah, it does come down to that sometimes. So Harrison Rodgers and Kenzie COSSEY, Kenzie's been with Kings Lynn this season, but they both rode together at reserve in a challenge match between Kent and Thurrock. So they've ridden together before, so they've had that track exposure together, and that might come into play a little bit today. You don't know.
Yeah, that's it. You know, you need to pair your riders together with, you know, who they ride well with, and yeah, I mean, if they've got that past experience and they know how each other rides, then that could play a vital part in you know, each of their heats.
Yeah, we can see Jody Scott out on track at the moment. There's Jacob in the pits. They're just making a few changes after that spill. Hopefully all is good. I'm sure it is. And Jody Scott's currently out on track with Ashton VALE. I can see him talking to the stand-in. Is that Jamie Courtney down doing a bit of work? I think it is.
It is. It looks like a broken... Oh, yep, definitely a broken mudguard. Quick switch.
So we're moving on to bike number 2 there.
I think they're just swapping the mudguard and the push bar.
Peter Kilderman on the right of your screen there. He obviously rode at Plymouth for Berwick last night, and in action here tomorrow, so he's around the pits today, which is good to see. What's he like to ride with, Peter?
Peter's good. I'm in awe of his style. I think, yeah, it's very eye-catching, but no, he to be honest, I don't think if I tried to ride like that, I don't think I'd be able to stay on for more than a corner. So, no, it's crazy how it works, and you know he always has a look out for you. He's always got eyes for his teammate, and he's just such a great team rider and team man as well.
We can see him in there, hands getting dirty, which is good to see. Yeah, I've known Peter for many years when he came over and rode at Swindon in his early days, and just the style that he had on the bike was just phenomenal. Way I totally understand what you're saying about the way he rides the bike. It's so exciting to watch, and he was a telling factor in Swindon winning the league in 2012 when he came from reserve and ended up as a heat lead. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, wow, I didn't know he was there, but no, I mean, like you say, his style is just it's something else, and I think if I could ride like that, I would absolutely love to.
I think you're probably a foot too short.
Probably so. I don't think my leg goes that far back.
Or he's a foot too tall, one of the two. Yeah, one of the two. So yeah, a bit of bike work continuing there, just trying to get Jacob back out on track. Like they were saying, a bit of damage to the rear guard. I imagine we'll be moving on. Like I was saying, the problem that Jamie as a track curator has got is that even just this small delay, the sun is baking that track, it's drying it out. So looking down now at on the parade, and then just before heat one, you could still see a little shimmer on the top. That's gone, eh?
Yeah, it's the inside's already looking pretty dusty. But yeah, no, that dirt line as well, it holds a bit of moisture in bends 4. It always seems to. I think there's a bit less wind there. There's a bit more shade as the sun sets behind the air fence and different things like that. But that second bend, the first and second bend, always seems to get baked by the sun, and always catches plenty of wind too. So it's looking a bit dry, but I think there's enough material for some of those boys to hold themselves up out there.
Yeah, I think we'll see this heat and potentially heat number 3, and then we might. We'll see this heat and potentially 4 before Jamie comes back out and does a bit of track work. But I think that will be on the cards. But we are moving back into the rerun of heat number 3. All 4 back in as we anticipated it would be. Anything that goes on in that first bend, you like to see all 4 riders back. Jacob did get a bit of a clout, didn't he? He got a bit of contact, but thankfully he's okay and he's back out. And we'll try and go again with heat number 3. And Simon Lambert, who obviously rides for Scunthorpe's main team, he's managing the side here today. He will be hoping that Harrison and Kenzie can make a gate like they did in the opening run of heat number 3 and get in amongst it in that first lap. Just try and put it to Ashton and Jacob. So here we go again. Liquid Screed sponsors off heat number 3. Harrison Rodgers off the inside in white. Ashton Vale blue off of gate number 2 for the Chargers. Kenzie COSSEY, he's going to be in yellow off of gate number 3. He had the contact with Jacob Clouting, who's in red off of gate 4 as they went into the first turn last time. So 8-4 to the home side after the first couple of heats. Let's see which way this one goes. This is actually Harrison's track debut here. I don't think he's been here before.
Oh, I believe he did the under-19s.
Oh, was he?
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
Last year when it was here.
Yeah, possibly.
No, that was the first I'd heard of him, but no, rather impressed.
Yeah, no, that's good. Let's see what he can bring here in the fixture. Green light comes on. Away they go, and it's a better start from Ashton Vale this time over the top. Keep an eye on Jacob Clouting all the way around the outside of the Steelers and into second place. Great start from Ashton Vale. He bossed that first turn, got himself over the top of Harrison Rodgers into the lead. Jacobs joined him, and we're looking like a 5-1 to the home side, Luke.
Yeah, it's looking good here. Another 5-1 on the cards, and yeah, those Chargers boys just using that little bit of material I mentioned coming off of bend 2. But no, it's starting to spread out a bit now, and a couple more steady laps, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's pretty strong out now, this one. Ashton Vale's out front from Jacob Clouting, and it's Kenzie COSSEY in third with Harrison Rodgers at the back. But it's looking like, as long as everyone stays upright, there will be a comfortable 5-1 for the home side. And you can just see the dust that's kicking up now. I think that's just where we've had nothing on the track for the last 6 or 7 minutes. It's been baked by the sun. So I anticipate we will see a bit of track work, but let's not take anything away from Ashton Vale and Jacob Clouting as they bring home another 5-1 to the home side. No answer from the 2 boys from the Steelers, but important track time, and they'll learn from that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And they'll be gutted, as obviously they made that first start. And in the rerun, just didn't quite happen for them, but that always seems to be the case. So, no, those Chargers boys will be capitalising on that, and they'll, as we can see, Ashton's definitely happy, so I'm sure Jacob will be too.
Yeah, he's taking the 3 points there, Ashton VALE, from his teammate Jacob Clouting. Big 5-1 to the home side from Kenzie COSSEY and Harrison Rodgers, who are essentially learning as they're going, those boys. So, but it was a second 5-1 on the spin that makes it 13-5 on the night, and a 20-point gap now on aggregate. So they are eating into that. But it was a much better start from both the home riders there.
Yeah, they like you say, Ashton got a really good start and just got straight over the top of Harrison. And yeah, Jacob had to do a little bit of work, but coming out the second bend, his work was done, and just sitting cozy.
And like you were saying, in the first running of that heat, that wasn't the first turn. It was different, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
so often happens.
It happens all the time, and yeah, the rerun. You make a good start, and if there is a rerun, I highly doubt you'll make it again.
No, 9 times out of 10 you don't do that again. It's a bit like a second serve in tennis, isn't it? You try and make that first one. So we are going to see a bit of track where we can see Jamie's brought the barrels right, and that doesn't surprise me because there was a bit of dust kicking up there. So I anticipate we'll just see a bit of water go down, maybe no track degrading. But in terms of eating into that aggregate point, that's 2 early 5-1s. Peter Schroeck will be really happy with that.
Yeah, it's like we said, never say never. It is a big task, but if the meeting keeps going like this, I think the boys might be able to manage it.
Yeah, it's going to be it's that big ask for Luke Harrison, Ben Morley. They're the ones that are going to stop that flow. They've really got to put it to the top end of the home side and take some at least heat wins away from them so that they can get some 3-3s packed in.
Yeah, that's it. And they might not be able to do all the job themselves, but I'm sure their biggest goal will be to stop the momentum of the Chargers at the moment.
So there we can see the stats. We've had three heats, 3 different gates bringing us a win. Nothing off of 3 at the moment, but that will come at some point for sure. But we've seen that Ashton VALE off of 2. It was a terrific start from him. He really got over the top of Harrison Rodgers and just bossed that first turn. Yeah,
second time round, you could see the bike reacted totally different, and he just, like you say, got straight over the top and controlled the race from there.
Mickey Simpson there on the crutches.
That is indeed.
He's Mickey. Yeah, he's talking there to Kenzie. And again, for riders like Kenzie COSSEY, Harrison Rodgers, even Luke Harris to a degree, because I don't think he's been here before either, even though he's had that exposure to high level racing a few years ago. It's just learning as you're going, aren't you? You're learning the track, so it'll take you a couple of races to learn and get a feel for the track. So it's a big ask to expect them to come here and start beating the likes of Ashton and Jacob.
Yeah, it is a big ask, and you get a rough idea of a setup as well. But track's totally different week in, week out. But when you've never been to the track before, as much as you might think you've got a good setup, it could be way wrong. So they'll team manager's getting hands on.
Yeah, Simon's getting hands on, which doesn't surprise me. And again, he's a terrific person to have. Simon, he's so down to earth. He's a rider I've known for years and years. He's terrific. He'll be good for these young guys as well, won't he?
Yeah, that's it. And he's still racing himself, so he'll be very relatable, and he'll be able to relate to them too. So for him to get his hands on and get stuck in, and he'll definitely be amongst the boys trying to help them and work some things out.
So he's doing a bit of work there on Sam Wood's bike. I thought in heat number 2 Sam looked quite quick. His bike didn't sound 100%, but he looked quite quick.
Yeah, I did hear it on the start line, and I wasn't quite too sure who it was, but no, I think he had that straight line speed, and that's ideal, but you do need plenty of speed coming off the corners too. And
it's what you do with that speed, because if he'd have positioned himself slightly different, maybe he ended up coming off behind Max Broadhurst, didn't he? So if he'd have potentially gone in a little bit wider, he might have carried the speed around him, but that's learning as you're going, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And track craft and each racetrack has its own track craft and ideal race lines. So it's going to be a learning process for those boys who haven't been here before, but I'm sure it won't take them too long to work it out.
No, so we can see Jamie, he's still out on track. He is going to be putting a bit of water down, which I think the track needs. He'll get as much water down as he can, just to try and dampen that. And you can visually see it from our exposure up here. You can visually see the difference as soon as the water goes down. But because it's so hot and, like you say, there's a bit of wind in the air, it doesn't take long to dry that up, does it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It looks great behind the water truck, but by the time he's completed the lap, it's nearly unnoticeable. So it's it's going to be a tough task to try and keep the dust down today. And the track staff always work so hard, and maybe it's something to do with the material. Maybe it doesn't hold water the same as other places, but no, it's a great track and great stuff too. Yeah,
well, there is like we say, the Leicester are hosting Middlesbrough today, so we'll see if we can keep tabs on that. And at the minute, fair play to Middlesbrough, it's 15-15 at Leicester. So they've had a few heats there. They've had 4 heats, and it's all level pegging. So, and Leicester really are, along with Edinburgh, they're the two that are chasing Oxford down. So if they can, if Middlesbrough can take anything from Leicester today, that bodes really well for the Chargers.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. But like we say, Leicester's really strong at home, and we'll just have to keep tabs on that, wait and see what happens.
Yeah, obviously Cooper at number 1 for them. Ben Trigger, he won his opening ride. Ryan Ingram, he won his opening ride. So yeah, it's a long way to go there, but Middlesbrough are at least putting up a bit of a battle, which is terrific to see. And likewise the Steelers here, that's going to be a big ask for them. There's Arran Butcher. I spoke to Arran when he came in, and his remit pretty much was, the hand isn't 100%, still looks pretty swollen, but he did some laps on the Isle of Wight the other day, which is, it's tough going around the Isle of Wight. Have you ridden the Isle of Wight?
I've been. I haven't ridden.
Have you not put any laps in? It's
no.
Long and a little bit bumpy.
Yeah, it's looks like a wavy Berwick in my eyes.
Yes.
But no, I went down with Freddie Hodder last year, jumped on the spanners, and no, it was a good little trip over. But I'm glad I wasn't on my bike.
Yeah, yeah. But Arran did. He put some laps in there, and I just said to him that if anywhere's going to test the hand, it's going to be somewhere like that.
Absolutely.
And his remit, he said, I just want to make a couple of starts, get a bit of fresh air, and stay upright.
And he's done that so far.
So he's following his own plan.
Hopefully, he'll keep it going.
Yeah, hopefully, he can carry on and yeah, it'd be great if the Chargers can win, because like we were saying, it's been a hard season, hasn't it, for the Spires? They haven't really found any formula this season. Cheetah's a little bit different. It's been hit and miss with the Cheetahs. But it'd be great if the Chargers can bring some silverware home.
That's it. I think we've still got the Knockout Cup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never say never with the Cheetahs. But yeah, Spires, I think we're done for so far. Yeah. Two more home meetings in the league, and that's it. But yeah, we'll see what we can do with that Knockout Cup. Obviously, playoffs are unreachable now, and we did get beat by a lot down at Poole, but it will be a tough task. There's no reason we can't fetch that aggregate win.
No, and when you go to somewhere like Poole, it's about everybody chipping in. You can't go there and have one, 2 riders not performing. So if everyone can do their bit, you can go there, keep it close, and then you never know. But Poole are strong, eh? Poole are strong.
Poole are strong, and a lot of people had believed that they were a bit weaker than they were last year, and I do think so as well. Ben Cook gone, Tom Brennan gone, and they were both unreal. But they still seem to click so well as a team, and they're just dominating as they always do.
And they're scoring top to bottom, aren't they? That's the thing.
It's it's just about consistency through the team.
Yeah.
And everyone seems to do their bit, and maybe one of the boys will have a tough night, and someone always seems to pick up for them. So it's there seems to be a real team morale there, and they just seem to do well.
And we were saying that you possibly are going to be moving out of the reserves up into the main body.
Looking at, I don't know if they're official averages, so I'm going to say looking at unofficial averages, I think I may be stepping up. At the end of the month, which will be next meeting. But I don't want to.
Puts a different perspective on your meeting, doesn't it? But yes, it does, and it means that you ain't gonna get those 6 or 7 that you're possibly getting. But it's fantastic progression. So for you, that's a really big plus point. Yeah,
it's a nice confidence booster, and I told myself at the start of the year, by the end of the year, I want to be an established heat leader in the championship, and I think I may be tracking for that at the moment, but halfway through the year, I didn't believe I'd be able to do it, but I've found something in this back half, and it seems to be working.
Certainly have, mate. It's really good to see. So we are back out on track. The boys have done a bit of track work. We've got a bit of water back into the track. And we're going to be moving on with heat number 4. And I think we are going to run to programme in terms of the reserves. Yep, I think we are seeing Sam Woods and Max Broadhurst. Obviously, the managers can swap their reserves if they feel they want to do that. It looks like we are going to run to our programmed forum. We're going to see Darryl RITCHINGS and Ben Morley. Darryl RITCHINGS for the first time this afternoon. Ben Morley's obviously already been out for a heat. So we are on heat number 4, sponsored by Nuffield Health. Sam Woods, second outing for him. He's going to be in yellow off of the inside for the Steelers. Max Broadhurst, fantastic second place, first time out for him. He's going to be in blue off of gate number 2. Ben Morley, he took that rider replacement ride in the opening heat and picked up a third place. He's going to be off of gate 3 in white. And Darryl RITCHINGS for the first time this afternoon, a man who's got double figures in every home meeting for the Chargers. He's going to be in red off of gate number 4. He's going to want to carry that on, but in Ben Morley's got a rider that's already put in 4 laps, so he's going to know what to expect.
Yeah, it's going to be good for Ben to have already done those laps, but you know the track has changed so much since, so it could also not mean too much, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's wait and see. So the riders, Star Marshal brings them up to tapes for the heat number 4. Green light comes on, Star Marshal's away. Here we go, and Ben Morley's made a bell to offer 3, and Max Broadhurst uncomfortable. Going up to the first turn, we'll need to see that on the replay, but that was an excellent first and second turn from Darryl RITCHINGS. He made a cutback and came back up the inside of Ben Morley, who'd made the gate, but Max Broadhurst picked up the back of Sam Woods, I think, going up into the first turn. Hopefully we can catch that on a replay again. And
here we go.
So just keep an eye on Max in blue. Off of gate 2.
Oh, plenty of lift. Bit of speed wobble.
Anybody's fault? No one seemed to come across. Sam didn't seem to come out and Max didn't seem to go in too much, really.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think that lift caught him a bit off guard. Oh, here we go.
So you think the referee might look at that slightly differently?
I don't think it's a straightforward first bend bunch him.
Darryl RITCHINGS did brilliant to cut back across.
First time round, I didn't even notice it. I was that focused on Max. I just seen coming out the second bend, Darryl hit the front. So
yeah, he made Ben made a great start. Ben Morley off a 3, better than Darryl did off a 4. But then the melee was going on the inside with Max and Sam Woods, and Darryl made a fantastic cutback. So we're just trying to look down on I can't see any lights on. So I'd imagine Simon Lambert, might question that was to do with Max more so than Sam. So you could potentially see him kicked out. But seen it before, probably all 4.
You hope so. It's track time for these boys, like it is for everyone. But track time's definitely more vital for these boys. When they're learning, and everyone here and everyone watching the stream will definitely want to be seeing 4 riders in a race.
Unless they're a Steeler.
That's true.
At this point in time, they might want to see Max Broadhurst pick up an exclusion for that, but I don't think it's going to be. I can't see no lights on the board, so the referee's probably just going to run with all 4. Hopefully Max is all right. You can see him there on the right of your screen. Peter Schroeck and Jody Scott around him. Michael Hunt, clerk of the course. So hopefully the bike's okay. Yeah, there we go. There's Darryl RITCHINGS. Captain Ashton for the day. Nigel RITCHINGS on the left, Darryl's dad. And Neil on the spanners. So yeah, hopefully Max's bike's okay. And he can just go again on the same bike.
It looks like they're doing the back chain, but I don't think there mustn't be many issues because it doesn't look like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, which is a good thing. And the referee will move this on quite quickly and get them back out again for the start of heat number 4. Otherwise, Jamie, track creator Courtney, is just going to have exactly the same challenge on his hands.
Yeah, it's tough, but I think it's quite good that they're giving these boys plenty of time because it's such a hot afternoon that the equipment will be running very hot and more likely to cause a bit of damage. So no, it's nice to have loads of time, but obviously we can't take the mick with that.
No, just a quick scan across to Leicester, 22.20. So Middlesbrough still Jamie Howder, who's picked up 7 points from his 3 rides. Charlie Southwick, a new name for me. He's got a couple of second places down at reserve for Middlesbrough. And for the home side, Cooper Russian unbeaten, Ben Trigger unbeaten so far from their 2 rides. So, I mean, to be fair, Oxford will keep an eye on it, but it's for them to lose, isn't it? Doesn't matter what happens with Leicester.
No, that's it. They'll. I mean, if they keep going the way they are, it's it should be good.
Yeah,
but,
I can see them getting the meeting points today. It's whether they can draw in those 20 and get that aggregate as well, which would be massive in terms of that league table. So we are going to go with all 4 again. The referee's been lenient there, and potentially Max Broadhurst being the cause of the stoppage, but not in the eyes of the referee, which is great. All 4 riders will come back round again. So yeah, Ben Morley made a dream gate first time, got ahead of Darryl RITCHINGS, who then made that cutback. So now you're thinking to yourself, if Ben Morley makes the gate again, is he already thinking, well, is RITCHINGS going to come back up the inside, or do I try and keep it tighter?
It's a tough call for Ben, because Darryl definitely had speed there. But, if Ben covers that inside line, then there's plenty of material up wide for Darryl to rail the boards as he likes to do.
To you. So Sam Woods, yellow helmet colour off the inside for the Steelers. Max Broadhurst thankfully up, no injury from that fall. He's going to be blue gate number 2. Ben Morley white off of gate 3 for the Steelers, and Darryl RITCHINGS in red for the home side. Nuffield Health, they sponsor heat number 4. They've had 2 5-1s in the last 2 heats, the home side. So Ben Morley's going to be hoping to put an end to that. And again, as this heat tends to do, you can end up with 2 heats in one, with the reserves going at it and the heat leaders going at it.
Yeah, it'll. There was a big ding-dong battle with Max and Sam in that first time round, so we'll hopefully see some of that again.
Here we go. Star Marshall brings them in. ReRun off heat number 4. Away they go, and it's a good gate from both the Steelers, but Darryl RITCHINGS will just get that run around Ben Morley, will he? Or Ben Morley gets his wheels in line and straightens up, so we've got a race on out front. Ben Morley currently in front for the Steelers. Darryl RITCHINGS chasing him down in 2nd place. Sam Woods has got that 3rd place comfortable at the minute with Max Broadhurst at the back. Keep an eye on Darryl RITCHINGS looking up the inside. Definitely a race out front.
Yeah, we can see, Ben's on that ideal line. It's where Darryl wants to be, and he's all over the back of him at the moment. So
certainly going to be a race for the next couple of laps as Darryl RITCHINGS looks to change line and come up the inside. Great race from these 2 out front. Ben Morley for the Steelers, Darryl RITCHINGS for the Chargers. Darryl looking to go round the outside of Ben Morley. Fantastic move round turns 3 and 4. Tried it the lap before, but Ben was wide enough to shut the door on him. That's fantastic from Darryl RITCHINGS.
So great to see, and it was such a brave move as well, going so wide.
And there he goes.
What a race. Takes the flag on the back wheel.
Excellent. Darryl RITCHINGS out front from Ben Morley. Sam Woods, he was tapes the flag 3rd place, really not challenged by Max Broadhurst. So it is a heated, it is a 3-3 scoreline, and that's what the Steelers would have wanted from that one, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not quite best case scenario, but the way Darryl's riding and has been riding, that's they'll be glad with that.
Yeah, obviously they would have wanted more. That's what I meant to say. But with Darryl RITCHINGS in that heat, you know what he can produce, and that was fantastic speedway. Gave the crowd something to cheer, and fair play to Ben Morley because he pushed him all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't make life any easier for Darryl.
So Darryl RITCHINGS with a win from Ben Morley, Sam Woods in 3rd, Max Broadhurst in 4th. So second 3-3 in the opening 4 heats, 16-8 the progressive score, 20-point gap still on aggregate. But here we can see that move. He just knew what he was doing. He lined it up the lap before, but that's perfectly executed.
Absolutely. Just got them wheels in line a little bit earlier than Ben Morley, and carried that speed down the straight.
Yeah, you could see him. He did it that lap before, and it's, Ben was riding wide enough for that potentially not to be a move, but Darryl seemed to find the space.
Just managed to squeeze through.
Just managed to squeeze through and get around the top. But pleasing for Sam Woods and the Steelers that he picked up that 3rd place ahead of Max Broadhurst. And Ben Morley, he's looking like he could definitely take some points off of the Chargers today, but Darryl RITCHINGS track craft there, like you were talking about the track craft earlier on.
Yeah, just seen there on Ben's bike, actually it snapped a front seat bracket as well.
Okay.
Which would have made life a bit more uncomfortable.
A lot more difficult, yeah.
Yeah, but you need to be sat in something that's solid. So with that flexing around, that might have put him off a bit.
So we've got a rider replacement ride coming out in heat number 5, and I think it looks like Luke Harris there in yellow. There we go, riders are at tapes, we're ready to go for the 10 Tool sponsored heat number 5, and it's Jacob Clouting who picked up that paid win in his first one. He's going to be in red off the inside. Luke Harris, he will take the rider replacement ride, he'll be in yellow for gate number 2. Ashton VALE, who got that win in his opening ride, made a fantastic gate and led from the front, and then Luke Harrison number 1, 2 points, he'd be in the white helmet colour off of gate number 4. So, again, a tough heat. Luke Harrison will be hoping he can get a win in this one. But in Jacob and Ashton, you've got 2 riders that have got that 5-1.
That's it. And, those boys have the ideal gate at the moment too. And they both made flyers even off of 2 and 4. So they're definitely a strong pairing, but Luke Harrison is, on flying form at the moment.
Absolutely, and he's a rider that can win at every level, and he's got every opportunity of doing that in this one if he can make the gate over the top of Jacob and Ashton. But we could have a good race on our hands in this one. Luke Harrison, like I said, he comes in. So we've got Luke Harrison and we've got Luke Harris in this one. So I'll try and get that right as the race develops. Start marker has to move between gates 3 and 4. Tell you what, Luke Harrison, he'll get the run all the way around. You can see that there. He's done fantastically well to get himself out front. Ashton VALE just moves up. Luke Harris, just comes off the gas there going into turn 3, and that allowed Ashton VALE up into 3rd place. So, Luke Harrison out front from Jacob, from Ashton VALE, from Luke Harris. That's going to take a lot to draw in Luke Harrison now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough task. Luke's on that ideal line, and then with the track being fairly slick, there's not so many racing lines either. So, the boys are definitely giving it their all, but it's spreading out a bit now, and it seems to be settling down. Yeah,
difficult to draw anybody in when there's not that grip underneath you, but Luke Harrison looking fantastic out front from Jacob Clouting, from Ashton VALE in 3rd, and Luke Harrison's just tentatively going into the turns. Just needs to attack it a bit more if he wants to reel anybody else in, but pretty straightforward. Tapes the flag. He did the work on the opening 2 heats for Luke Harrison, but a 3-3 scoreline. I imagine Oxford will be pleased with that.
Yeah, just to maintain that lead. Obviously, they're going to have to try and keep eating away if they want that aggregate point. But there's no heat advantages against, so they can't be too mad.
Yeah, and it's difficult when the track dries out like it is here. The grip underneath is just not there to propel you forward. But I just thought little Luke Harris, he could have just attacked the corners a little bit more than he was doing possibly.
Yeah, it actually ends up making the track easier to ride when you attack it. It makes things a little bit more dangerous when you don't.
So Luke Harrison with the win from Jacob Clouting and Ashton VALE, with Luke Harris in 4th place. That was a 3-3 scoreline. Again, second heat on the spin. We've had that now. 19-11 the progressive score, and still that 20-point gap on aggregate. But from the tapes, Luke Harrison from gate 4 made a great gate and got over the top of everybody. Yeah,
such an amazing jump there, and then straight across all 4. Jacob Clouting making that good move to cut the nose off of Luke Harris, and made room for Ashton VALE to come up the inside. Yeah,
Ashton moved into 3rd place going into turn 3, and that was the heat, done and dusted, literally, at that point. Hard for anybody to make any changes from there. But Luke Harrison, 5 points from his 2 rides. That's what they would have wanted from him. First race winner for the away side. Being Dayle WOOD and Senna SUMMERS here, up against Ben Morley, and I think we'll just have a little bit of an extended break because Luke Harris has possibly got 2 on the spin here if they don't switch reserves. Yeah, so I think we'll just have a slightly extended break while Luke Harris has the 2 on the spin. But Jacob coming back from injury, he'll be pleased. Paid win, in 2nd place, and then a 2nd place. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more really. Obviously, he'd like to make a gate and be out in front, but a long time spent off the bike, and a relatively tough couple of first races to come back to. So I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
And Senna on screen, he had a tough opening heat to come up against 3 of the heat leaders in his opening ride. He almost just got to kind of discount that one, forget that one, and go again here.
Yeah, that's it. And he'll be up against Luke Harris now down at reserve, and like you say, we've seen Senna score maximums here, so there's no reason he can't take it at Ben Morley too.
No, and in Dayle WOOD, they had a man who had a great opening race, and he's been here a couple of times before, Dayle WOOD, but the last time he was here, we were commentating, he came a perler, didn't he, coming down the home straight, and that ended his meeting and picked up a bit of an injury from that. But he was looking good that day before the accident as well. Yeah,
it's tough. You could be on the best form of your life, and then next minute it's taken away from you. He spent 6 weeks on the sideline. I think it was a broken wrist, so It's no, but it's good to see him come back, and it seems that it hasn't affected him whatsoever.
No, and it's frustrating for Dayle at that time as well, because he was starting to ride really well for Berwick as well. He was really starting to pick up some points from reserve, and crashes and injuries don't cut no time is a good time, but that was a bad time for him.
Yeah, definitely. Right, and as his confidence seemed to be, building and starting to peak, and like you say, scoring a good few points for Berwick. But no, it is what it is. That's all gone and forgotten, and he's definitely back on his feet. Yeah,
nature of the beast, unfortunately. We've all been there, and unfortunately possibly go there again. But we will see Senna SUMMERS for the second time this afternoon. He's going to be looking to get some points on the board. He's the only charger at the minute without a point to his name, but he'll be looking to put that right in this one. When he does come up against Ben Morley, he'll be coming out for his third ride. He's picked up points in both his races so far, Ben. He'll be out here. Down at reserve. So 19:11 as we move into heat number 6. You can see the countdown clock, minute and 10 till tapes up on this one. There's Luke Harris on screen. Just had a slightly extended break just to give him time to get himself together as he comes back out for 2 on the spin. So the Real Mini Company, they obviously sponsor the Chargers and they sponsor this heat as well. A heat that's going to see Ben Morley off the inside in white, paid 4 points for him so far from his 2 outings. Dayle WOOD, winner first time out, he's going to be in red off of gate number 2. Luke Harris, 1 point for him so far, he's going to be in yellow off of gate number 3. And Senna SUMMERS, who had that tough opening heat, he will be in blue off of gate number 4. So we've had a few wins off of gate 4, 3 so far. A winner off of 1, a winner off of 2, but nothing off of 3. Luke Harris finds himself off of 3. Big ask. Big ask to give us a full quota of gate wins at this point. It will come. We will have a winner off of 3 at some point. Here we go then. Dayle WOOD, Senna SUMMERS, Ben Morley, Luke Harris. Tapes go up, and Ben Morley's made a great gate off the inside. Tapes went up very quick then. Keep an eye on Senna SUMMERS all the way around the outside. Will he be able to carry that speed down into turn 3? He certainly carried it through. Ben Morley just moves across to stop that run. So Ben Morley out front from Senna SUMMERS. You can see the dust on screen there. Dayle WOOD in 3rd at the minute with Luke Harris 4th, but I imagine it's going to take a lot to stop Ben Morley at this point, Luke.
Yeah, he's finding himself just a touch wider than his last time out. Obviously he's taken note of where Darryl rode, and he's just trying to block that line, but Chargers putting in a good effort. Senna trying to make a little bit of ground, and he's they're a bit spread out now.
Yeah, it's getting spread out, but this is exactly what the Steelers need with the aggregate point in mind. Ben Morley taking the win, lap to go ahead of Senna SUMMERS and Dayle WOOD. He's looking in control out front. Senna kept on the back wheel for a couple of laps, but he's just started to pull away a little bit now, and it is going to be a win. First win of the afternoon for Ben Morley from Senna SUMMERS, from Dayle WOOD, with Luke Harris in 4th. And like we were saying, that's exactly what the away side need, and he bossed that heat really, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a class act, and definitely at this level too. So he's, as we said, definitely going to be a strong suit for the side. Yeah,
and he's done the business there from the tapes. And he's gone round to take his first win of the afternoon. That gives him 6 pace 7 from his opening rides. He'll be really happy with that. Takes the applause from the crowd. Confirmed score from that one. Ben Morley with the win from Senna SUMMERS, and Dayle WOOD packing in to get a 3-3 with Luke Harris at the back. 22-14 as we move past heat number 6, and still that 20-point aggregate gap remains. But from the tapes, Ben Morley, great gate off of 1. The tape seems to go really quickly that time. It's a hell of a jump.
That was a very quick reaction too.
A hell of a jump, yeah.
No, it's sent us straight to that dirt. He knows where he needs to be, and made a bit of ground up on Ben, but Ben just drifts up to that dirt line there and blocks Senna's run straight away.
And he was a little bit wider than he was when Darryl RITCHINGS put the move on him, wasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely took note, because if these boys want to stand a chance, Ben definitely needs to keep those lines blocked.
Yeah, so the positives for the away side, the last 2 heats have been won by Luke Harrison and Ben Morley. And that is what has given us 3 3s in the last 3 heats, keeping that 20-point gap on aggregate. But like Peter Schroeck said in the opening, he did say to me, look, we want to get the 2 points, we need the win, that's what we're gunning for. If we can eat into that aggregate in any way and make it entertaining when we come to the back end of the meeting, that's obviously the task in hand, but a big one.
Yeah, it's 28 points is a huge gap to try and crawl back, but No, the boys definitely seem up to it today. But yeah, those heat leaders of Scunthorpe definitely making it difficult.
Yeah, they are. They're doing their job. So you can just see across the bottom of the screen there. We really appreciate you buying and watching the stream this afternoon. It is copyright of Oxford Speedway and Oxford TV. So if you've bought it and you're streaming it in the correct manner, thank you very much. If you're not, and we find you, you're in trouble. So just a bit of water going down on track from Jamie again, and it's going to be needed a few times this afternoon, I would imagine, just to try and keep that down. You could see where me and Luca, our vantage point here is fantastic over the top of the start-finish line. But we've got a screen to our left, which is what you see, and you could see the dust on screen as the boys were coming down the home straight there. So we are going to see the water bowser out a few times, I would imagine, just to try and get that water in. So Max Broadhurst, great opening heat, bit of a tougher second one, but he's learning all the time, and obviously he's got his dad there, who was a really established rider at National League level, Wayne. But Max learning as he's going.
Yeah, definitely. He's seemed to come on a lot in the last couple of meetings. But yeah, it's all about confidence. It's about bike time, and I've seen a few things. He's been on the grass, I believe, as well, and he's been doing well out there. So if he can take some of that into his National League racing and keep chipping away like he's doing, he's going to be good. Yeah,
he certainly is, and he's just got to take all those positives that he can have, and even when you're not winning the races, you still got to attack the track and learn and pick things up as you're doing. Watch where the guys are riding in front of you. If you've got a better rider in front of you. Yeah,
sometimes you may not make up a point, but if you can make up ground on that rider in third place, you're quicker than them, and you can beat them with maybe a bit of a better gate next time.
Yeah, that's right. So there's the gate stats. Gate 4 and gate 1 they're doing the business at the moment. Nothing off of 3 still. We picked up a 1 winner off of gate 2. So 1 and 4 are the places to be, but those wins are coming from the heat leaders at the moment. So Luke Harrison and Ben Morley in the last couple of heats for the away side, and they're giving us those heat winners for them. And it's riders like the man on screen, Harrison Rodgers. If the Steelers can get him nicking those third places ahead of the reserves for the home side, that's what they're going to be looking for him to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's ideal.
That's probably the remit for those kind of riders, I would imagine, when you're coming up against, even Jacob and Ashton are great riders at home, but when you're coming up against Darryl RITCHINGS and Dayle WOOD, for the likes of Kenzie and Harrison Rodgers, it's about that third place. Can you beat that rider that's more comparison to you?
Yeah, you've just the best way to look at it is if you can outscore your opposing number. Say I'm at 6. If I can outscore the other team's number 6, and if everyone does that, then you've won the meeting. Yeah. So that's the best way to look at it. And if you pick up any extra, then that's a good bonus.
Yeah, the rider replacement ride so far, there's obviously been the 2. We're going to see another one out in this one, and it was Harrison Rodgers. I think it's going to be Harrison Rodgers there yet, so he's probably going to take that ride for Mickey Simpson this one. Just the 1 point from the 2 rides, and Mickey doesn't go bad around this track, so they're missing him today.
Yeah, Mickey seems to like it around here. I think
I've seen him ride well a few times, eh?
Yeah, he'll be gutted, and I'm sure the team will be gutted too that he's not available today. But yeah, best wishes to him. I'm not quite too sure what happened, but if he's on crutches, it's obviously something. So best wishes. But yeah, no, he would have been a vital part of the team this afternoon, and looking at the scoreline, they definitely could have used with him.
Yeah, they're going to miss him this afternoon, that's for sure. 7 coming up. We're moving into heat 7, that is for sure. Darryl RITCHINGS, he's going to be out with Arran BUTCHER, who had a great opening ride. It's going to be Harrison Rodgers and Kenzie COSSEY. So I'm a race ahead of myself. I'm enjoying myself. I'm a race ahead. We're still on 7, not 8.
That's even better for us. A bit more to go through.
Exactly. So we can just see some comms there. Jody Scott, Ashton VALE, Luke Harrison. And these guys, you see each other so often, don't you? Even though you're on opposite teams, you see each other, and you're guesting and you're riding the championship. So they see each other a lot. Eh?
Yeah, it's good. I reckon Luke Harrison's the only bloke I know to wish you good luck in a race where you're racing against each other. Time and time again. Every time he's here at the pit gate, good luck, mate. Have a good one. So no, he's a great bloke.
I like that. Yeah, and I've interviewed him a couple of times on BSN, and he always comes across like a great lad, and feet on the ground as well, because it's easy when you're he scored some big points for Scunthorpe in the championship. He's had a couple of fantastic meetings and scored so big. You could start to elevate yourself ahead of where you really are. keep your feet on the ground, keep really realistic as to what your targets and goals are, I think that is when you progress well.
That's it. And I think when the Cheetahs were there earlier in the season, he scored a ridiculous amount of points.
I think he did, yeah.
Something like,
he did.
Oh, I don't want to say 18. I think it was 18.
It
maybe.
was up there. Yeah, it was up
we'll
there.
We'll have a look. And then he went to work and went scaffolding the next day. So it's there you go. He's still works a job on the side. I know that. And yeah, definitely grounded.
It's the nature of the guy. We'll have a look and see if I can see what he picked up. It was actually paid 19.
Paid 19,
16,
there you go.
16 plus 3 from his full 7. So he had a full quota of rides.
Dropped 2 points. Wow.
So he did that. So he's flirted between the number 2 position at Scunthorpe and the reserves, and he's now finds himself at 3. But when you are at set, like we were talking about yourself earlier on, when you're at reserve, you know you're going to potentially get you're going to get your 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, if some of the other boys aren't riding well. And when you're riding well and you're getting those extra rides, you just want them to keep coming, don't you? You know?
Absolutely, yeah. No, and that's the best bit about being at reserve, because you can get used up to 7 times. And yeah, when you're on a good one and you're getting more rides, you're obviously getting way more points. So no, I've loved taking advantage of that lately, and I hope it doesn't come to an end just yet.
It's when you literally just pull back in from maybe your second ride on the trot and you see Peter coming over towards you, you're like, here we go again.
Yeah, no,
I'm up for 3.
I've never had 3 on the trot, thank the Lord, but no, I have had 4 heats in 5 rides before, so that's something.
I think I see Bomber earlier in the season for Kingsley when he was at reserve. I think he might have had 4, 5 potentially on the trot at the back end of a meeting. I think he had.
I think Darryl did that too at Leicester.
Did he?
With the Chargers, he was. I think it was you who told me, to be honest.
How was it?
I think he did 12, 13, 14, 15 and the super heat.
Yeah, that's right. The super heat kicked in. It was 44. Yeah, got 13 plus 2. And he was out in the super heat, 15, 14, 13, 12. So yeah, he did. He did 5 on the trot. That's a big out. Big ask. That is a big ask. So there's Sam Woods on screen. I've been impressed with him. He's got a point from his opening 2 rides, and he looked on the pace in that opening where he would have picked up the 3rd place. So he would have had a couple of 3rd places.
I think he's guested for us before. At Leicester it was, I think. And he went all right. I've never heard too much about him. But it sounds like, yeah, he's been on the bike for a while.
Yeah, he's possibly been out for us before. His rider shot is Mildenhall, so he's been around for a few years with Mildenhall in action. So it's just good. I was talking to Wayne Hutt, obviously, who's appeared for the Chargers before, and looks after the track with Jamie Courtney. They actually phoned him today to say, look, would you fancy a ride for us today? Because they were trying to find somebody to fit into the side, because they had Vinny out. And so they actually put a call into Wayne, but he said, I'm just not set up. I think it was last night. And Wayne said, I'm just not set up for that.
Yeah, okay. I think Senna's got his engine. I've got his exhaust.
He did say at the end of the season he's just going to call out for all of his bike bits back.
Yeah.
So that he can rebuild again. Because he said he wants to carry on and do some track days and just keep his eye in. But
yeah, I was speaking with him. I think he said something about Bellevue at the end of the year. So no, he loves the skid. I don't think I don't know how he feels about racing, but I know he loves to just have a go and there's not a lot to not love about it.
And I don't think he'd do well on the opposite side of Oxford's pits. That wouldn't sit well with Wayne. He's Oxford through and through.
It wouldn't sit well with anyone, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Especially Jamie when Wayne's doing a bit of work today on the track.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go then. We are into heat number 7. Appreciate your patience while we've done a bit of track work there, and we've got a few things sorted out. So we are going to see Darryl RITCHINGS off the inside, fantastic win first time out, red helmet colour for Oxford. Off of gate 2, Harrison Rodgers, he'll be in the white helmet colour. Max Broadhurst, reserve switch, he's coming in for Arran BUTCHER. He'll be in blue off of gate number 3. And Kenzie COSSEY, 1 point first time out, he's going to be in yellow off of the outside. Enley and Sons Level Specialist, they sponsor this heat number 7. And thought process in bringing Max into this one? Switched Aaron out and brought Max in?
Not entirely sure. I
No.
mean, maybe they'll keep Max in a flow while he's doing quite well, and yeah, that way Arran can take heat 8, which he should be able to dominate off that inside gate.
Absolutely, yeah. I would be thinking that's Peter's thought process. So here we go then. Darryl RITCHINGS, Max Broadhurst, Harrison Rodgers, Kenzie COSSEY, heat number 7. Takes up and away we go. Darryl RITCHINGS off the inside, and Max has made a great one off the 3 to join Darryl out front. Darryl does take a look over his shoulder to see that it's Max there with him. It's whether now those boys from the Steelers, Kenzie and Harrison, can get up to challenge Max Broadhurst. A bit of a similar heat to the earlier one. Can Max hold on to that second place?
Yeah, he's just started riding steady at the moment, and he's clearly just focusing on himself, and those other boys are they've got a bit of speed and they're definitely giving it a go, but no, just not quite making ground up on him at the moment.
Yeah, Darryl RITCHINGS is in another race. He's checked out, wins his as long as he stays upright. He's getting close to the bottom of that fence, coming off the 2. But this is Darryl's race to lose now. It's whether Max Broadhurst, who is looking comfortable in second. It is Harrison Rodgers in white who's the closest to him. But Max looks comfortable, and this could be another fantastic paid second place for him.
Yeah, Max is stretching just a touch of a lead on them now. Obviously, yeah, Darryl's in a different postcode here, and he's enjoying it while he's at it too.
Yeah, he picks up the win, takes the flag for Darryl RITCHINGS, and I tell you what, Max Broadhurst take a bow. Really confident, comfortable second place for him over Harrison Rodgers and Kenzie COSSEY. So it is another 5-1 to the home side, and that could be from Peter Schroeck, a nice little tactical switch for him with his reserves.
Yeah, that's definitely worked out. It's paid off, and I have good faith that Arran will possibly be able to do a similar sort of thing in heat 8. But no, the boys are soaking up the love from the crowd.
Yeah, back wheel from Darryl.
As per usual.
Seen it 100 times, I see it 100 times more.
Oh, he's definitely experienced at that.
Yeah, knows how to do it back well. So Darryl RITCHINGS with the win. Max Broadhurst, great second place for him. Harrison Rodgers, he picked up that 3rd with Kenzie COSSEY at the back. So it was a 5-1. 3rd one of the afternoon for the home side, which now makes it 27-15. And from the tapes, Max Broadhurst, he made the gate alongside Darryl and got into that first turn. Yeah,
a great gate, and he had that outer run too, and those other boys just sort of got tripped up, maybe trying to cut back to the inside, and Max let the bike run, and he's just put together 4 steady laps.
And he did really steady. That's what I was going to say. He looked really comfortable, in control of that. He wasn't looking over his shoulder, wasn't panicking about anything, and he's superb there in second place. But Darryl out front, race of his own.
Different postcode.
Yeah, different postcode. Literally a different postcode. So the Steelers there. It was Kenzie who took the 1 point in the opening race for them too, and it's Harrison who's picked up the 1 point in the second running of it. So as expected, Arran Butcher, he comes out here in blue in the reserve switch for the home side, and he'll join Senna SUMMERS.
Luke Harrison
Harrison,
rider replacement.
Yeah, he'll come in for the RR for Mickey Simpson in this one. And he'll be joined by Sam Woods in yellow. So Arran Butcher, work to be done here. Peter Schroeck probably knew that switch was coming from the away side. On the inside in blue will be Arran Butcher for the home side, not Max. We'll switch that graphic for you in a second. Off gate 2 in yellow will be Sam Woods. He's got 1 pay 2 so far. Senna SUMMERS with a good second place last time out. He'll be in red off of gate number 3. And it's Luke Harrison, who's in that number 1 race jacket off of the outside. 5 points from his 2 rides so far. There's Arran Butcher back in on the inside in blue. And all these Lukes and all these Harrisons this afternoon. It is Luke Harrison who's off the outside in white. He comes in for Mickey Simpson's rider replacement ride, and he looked good in his last one. So Arran Butcher's got some work to do, and Senna SUMMERS, if they're going to get the better of him, but at least makes a race of it here. Abingdon Beds, they sponsor heat number 8. Takes up and away we go, and it's the boys off the inside that made the gate, but keep an eye on Luke Harrison as he gets that run all the way around the outside of the Chargers, and he takes up that lead from Senna SUMMERS. Arran Butcher and Sam Woods is going deep there into turns 3 and 4, looking to get that run around the outside of Arran, and he's done it. There's a great move. Aaron's dropped it down there. It's not going to be good news for him, but it looks like we might have a heat advantage for the away side here.
That'll be the first one of the afternoon. No, Senna's holding second place steady. Luke Harrison stolen a march, and Sam Woods putting in a good effort to go around Arran and unsettle him a little bit.
Yeah, he did unsettle him, and that is potentially what saw Arran just drop down and bite the dust there going into turn 3. So it's getting to lap 4. Luke Harrison's got the race sewn up. Senna SUMMERS looking pretty comfortable in second place. And the important fact here is that Sam Wood's in third in yellow. He's going to collect that third place and give the away side an advantage here. Takes the flag for Luke Harrison. Second for Senna. Sam Wood's picking up that third place, but he had done the work to go around Arran Butcher.
Yeah, it's he put in a good effort there, sending it a bit wider than Arran, and yeah, finding that little bit of extra grip, and it paid off for him there.
Yep, and the first heat advantage of the afternoon for the away side. Just reels in that scoreline a little bit, but Luke Harrison really starting to come to terms with the track now, and looking good. He takes the win, takes a wheelie. Senna SUMMERS followed him home in second place. Sam Woods had that third place after Arran Butcher slipped off going into lap 3. So it's a 4-2 for the Sheffield Scunthorpe Steelers, and that makes the progressive score 29-19, and the aggregate an 18-point lead for the away side. So that's where Sam had done the work to get over the top of Arran.
Yeah, it seemed even Sam started to lose the back end a little bit there. He just managed to hold on, and yeah, Arran couldn't quite
keep it upright, and hopefully, you know, I saw him as he picked the bike up to get it back out onto the centre green. He didn't have his hand on the handlebar. It was with one hand and one wrist. So I imagine that hand is causing him a few problems.
A little bit of grief. Was it which hand was it?
His right one's the one he hurt, I'm sure, and that was the one, yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah, but another good solid second place for Senna.
I did receive a bit of info. His fuel line ripped off in the first race too, which would have...
Who's Senna?
Yeah.
Oh.
Made the bike run a bit like young McClacker.
Yeah. And then the heat where he's up against it anyway. That was always going to make it more difficult. So we're not going to have any track work. The Chargers are out on track ready to go. We're going to see Jacob and Ashton again for the third time this afternoon.
That is Luke Harrison in the next.
So we've got Ben Morley coming out. So it might be a tack change. I can see Ben Morley with a white helmet on.
Oh, heat 9, no, okay.
Might be Sam Woods.
I'm confused.
Maybe they're swapping the reserves around here. Yeah, I think Sam Woods is looking like he's going to go again.
Yeah, just be good to keep them on the bike while the confidence is running high. You know, you made a brave move around the outside, and it paid off. So, yeah, why not keep them on a flow?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's what this slightly extended delay is for. It'll be Jacob and Ashton and Ben Morley. We know those three. Does it look like Simon Lambert, the Scunthorpe Sheffield team manager, is going to send out Sam Woods again. So a 10-point gap as we move into the second half of the meeting. 18-point aggregate. So that is what the Steelers are really going to be looking to hold on to. The ironic cheers. I think that's more for Richard on the mic than anything else.
I think he's got a few fans about the place.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he does. He plays on it fantastically well. So, riders are at tapes. We're just waiting for Sam Woods to come out of the pits, but there we can see Jacob Ashton and Ben Morley there at tapes, ready to roll.
Bit of a reverse skid there, coming out the gate.
Did he? I was looking down at my programme then. So here we go for a SD Timo Car Sales Limited sponsored heat number 9. Ashton Vale 4+1 blue helmet colour off the inside for the Chargers. Ben Morley 6+1 winner last time out, white helmet colour gate 2 for the Steelers. Jacob Clouting 4+1 red helmet colour off gate 3 for the Chargers, and a reserve switch with Sam Woods coming back out after an impressive third place in his last one. He's going to be in the yellow helmet colour off of gate number 4. So the one thing we still haven't seen is a win off of gate 3. Let's see if Jacob can give us that now. Here we go, takes up and away we go. Ashton's made a good one off the inside. Will Ben Morley get that run around the outside of him and take the lead, or will Ashton get his wheels in line? Jacob moves up into 3rd place ahead of Sam Woods, but importantly for the away side, Ben Morley, he's got his wheels in line, he's got himself out front, he's looking to get a 2nd win on the trot. Have Ashton and Jacob got anything in the tank to catch him up? It's going to be a big ask.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge ask, I think, at the moment. The way, Ben made that gate and then went straight to the dirt, and once his wheels were in line, he's gone. And even now, we can still see him chasing that dirt line, and it's definitely the quickest way with the way the track is at the moment.
Yeah, he's moving from turn 1 into turn 2 across track and catching that grip down the back straight, and that's moving him ever further away from Ashton VALE in 2nd place. And Jacob Clouting in 3rd, so it looks like we could well have a share of the spoils in this one. It's like we're heading for a 3-3 with Sam Woods at the back, but he's done it from the tapes. He's been in control of the heat. Another great win for Ben Morley there.
2 on the bounce.
2 on the spin. Ashton takes that 2nd place with Jacob in 3rd. They pack in to get a share of the heat with Sam Woods at the back. But like we were saying, what it does do is it just keeps that aggregate advantage for the away side. And that is good news for Simon Lambert and his Steelers. Ben Morley's taking his 2nd win of the afternoon. He's really a bit like Luke Harrison now. They're finding their feet. Keeping this contest close, both on the night, keeping themselves ahead on that aggregate. So Ben Morley with a win from Ashton VALE, Jacob Clouting 3rd, Sam Woods in 4th, another 3-3, 32-22 this afternoon, and 63-81 on aggregate. So starting to give us some heat winners the away side. And from the tapes, Ashton made a good one, but Ben just managed to get his wheels in line going around the first 2 turns, and from this point on he's really in the driving seat.
Yeah, you see the bike hooking up lovely off that 2nd bend. Front wheel in the air down the back straight, and just stole a march, I'd say. But no, I think in that 1st and 2nd bend it appeared that Ashton had turned maybe just a little bit too hard, killed some speed.
Okay.
I think, maybe if he tried to keep his wheels a bit more in line and really give it to Ben, then maybe Ashton could have had that edge into the dirt.
Challenged him down that back straight a little bit, but what we have seen now is we have seen 4 heat winners from the away side, Luke Harrison and Ben Morley. There's our gate stats. So yeah, not much to choose between 1 and 3 in terms of points return and wins. 2's doing its bit, but nothing off of 3. Not making that gate from that 3 at the moment.
Yeah, have the heat leaders been off of?
Dayle Wood's coming out in 3 in the next one.
Maybe he'll be the first.
Maybe he will be the first. Darryl RITCHINGS has got it in 13. So yeah, we shall see if we can get a winner off of 3. But we're close. It's only a 10-point gap. Fair play to the Steelers. They're putting it to the Chargers. Like I say, on the night and on aggregate as well.
Yeah, it's I feel the biggest job that both Luke Harrison and Ben Morley are doing at the moment is putting a halt to the Chargers' momentum and taking those heat advantages, because they have been the cause of the 3-3s or even that 1 heat advantage against the Chargers. So I think they're definitely doing their bit, and I'm sure Simon Lambert will just be telling them no last places.
Yeah, I think he'll be really happy with that. So far, as we'll come on to heat 10, and we've obviously got the 6 heats to go from here, so we're just having another bit of a break here just to get some water down in the track, but it's held up in the last couple of heats. Not as much dust coming up, possibly where the sun's just cooling off a little bit. Over at Leicester, 26-22 they lead Middlesbrough at the moment, so Middlesbrough are holding on to the coattails of Leicester there. So let's run through top to bottom on the scorers. And like we were saying, Luke Harrison 2nd place, and then and 2 wins. He's really come to the party and looking good and fast. Harrison Rodgers, 1 point for him so far. Same with Kenzie COSSEY, the 1 point from his 2 rides. Ben Morley, 9+1. He's really rocked up now as well with a couple of heat wins. And then down at reserve, Luke Harris with a point, and Sam Woods with a couple of points plus a paid one in there. So it's the 2 riders like Luke, not Luke on track. Luke Killeen has said they're the ones that are doing the damage at the moment for the away side, and for the home side, Dayle WOOD paid 4 from his 2, paid 5 from his 2 rides. a win first time out. Senna, he's got a couple of solid second places in his last couple of rides. And then the engine room, look at that, 11 points combined from those two. Jacob Clouting with 5+2, Ashton VALE with 6+1. They're doing their job in the middle of that team. Darryl RITCHINGS unbeaten so far. Arran Butcher looked uncomfortable after that fall, so whether that's going to hamper him for the rest of the afternoon. And for me, Max Broadhurst with a couple of really solid paid wins. He's looked good. I'm impressed with him.
Yeah, he's definitely coming to the party now. I couldn't tell you what it is, but
dare say beating the riders that he'll want to be beating now.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and the only thing I can think it would be put down to is confidence, because he's riding the bike. You know, when we've seen him out on practices or out by himself, he would be able to ride the bike really well, and I think there was a few times I've noticed he seemed a bit too concerned about everyone else and not concerned enough about himself. So
looking
for
around
him
a
to,
little bit.
yeah. And, that's a big problem. That's something I've had to deal with as well, looking around too much. But
I think you do as a rider, and it's relative but not that relevant. Is my son races go-karts, and he does the same thing. He's always looking over his shoulder to see who's coming rather than maybe just focusing on himself. And I get it. You're nervous about what's going on behind you. You don't want to lose the position you've got. But if you focus a little bit more on yourself and going forward, you pull away.
Yeah, that's it. And, you look around and it does turn your body, which turns the bike and unsettles your race line and your momentum. So it seems Max is focusing a lot more on himself now, and it's paying off with 2 paid wins.
And I get it, because you don't want to lose that position that you've got at that point, do you? So you're almost in a defensive mode rather than an attacking mode.
Yeah, and there's certain times where you'll be looking to defend it, and there's other times where you're looking out to see if it's your teammate and if you need to leave a bit of space. So you don't want to leave space thinking it's your teammate and it's not, and you've thrown away a point. And
I think we saw Darryl do that was it Heat 4 with Max, where he looked over his shoulder to the right? Was that Heat 4 with Max?
Yeah.
I think it was, and he looked over and looked to see who was there.
No,
it was definitely Darryl looking.
It was that last one we had, maybe Heat 9? No.
Oh yeah, Heat 7 when they got the 5-1.
Yep.
Yeah, when they got the 5-1, you could see Darryl come off of turn 2 for the first time, look over his shoulder, see it was Max, and that dictates where maybe he goes into the next turn or whether he moves right over to the fence or.
Yeah, that's it. You have a quick look to see if someone's there, and if it's your teammate, you'll be kind, and if it's not, you'll definitely slam that door
Slam
shut.
that door shut. Slam that door shut. So the bells has just come off. We've got a bit more water down to try and keep the track riding as it's riding. We've seen a couple of nice overtakes from a couple of the boys so far. Darryl RITCHINGS is the pick of that, I would say, with that move around the outside of Ben Morley. But what we do find now is, we've only seen Dayle WOOD twice, we've only seen Darryl RITCHINGS twice. So they're both going to start coming in now. And that is where, I keep banging on about it, but the aggregate point is such a big thing this afternoon, and especially for Oxford's charge towards the title. If they can get the 3 points this afternoon rather than the 2, that's a massive statement and a massive marker down.
And huge pressure off too, because it obviously stretches that lead just that little bit more.
So I'll tell you what we're going to see. We are going to see, I can't preempt who's going to be in 15, but already Heat 13 is looking pretty fantastic with Dayle WOOD, Darryl RITCHINGS, Luke Harrison and Ben Morley.
Such a strong lineup.
That's a really strong Heat 13. I know we've got a few heats before we get to that point, but it's already starting to get my gaze. We'll see Dayle WOOD out in the next one. He will be off of 3. So if we had a £1 bet now, he's got Senna SUMMERS next to him. And at the moment, there's Dayle, there's Senna coming out. That's Harrison Rodgers in the white helmet colour. And there comes.
Looks like Luke Harris.
I was going to say, it looks like Luke Harris coming out there for Kenzie. So there is a switch in this one. Yep, there's Luke Harris. He's going to be coming out in yellow in this one. So, Senna SUMMERS, Harrison Rodgers, Luke Harris. Is Dayle WOOD going to give us our first win off of gate 3?
I'd really like to think so. He's been getting great jumps out the gate, and he's really been working that bike to the first corner too. So, no, that'd be great. Or maybe we'll see Senna pop out and win it off gate 1.
And Dayle pack into that second place. So, we will see. Heat 10 is fast approaching. There's a minute until tape's up. We're just waiting for Luke Harris to make his way over. There's our clock. Luke Harris still at tapes. Something going on there, we can't quite see it from here. course, overseeing whatever's going on there. Laura, look, right on cue.
Beautiful.
Perfect
It's like a
timing.
kill switch.
Yeah, something to do with the kill switch.
No.
Can't quite see what they're doing, but it is something to do with the...
I reckon... No, I don't want to say in case I'm wrong.
He's got 19 seconds. He's got to be at tapes ready to go. And I'll tell you what, he's not going to have a lot of room here in terms of time. We're on 10 seconds, 9, 8. I don't think he's going to make it because he's got to be at tapes ready to go. Now, this will be an exclusion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, red lights are going to come on here.
Yeah.
Frustrating there.
Bit of rushing around going on in Sam Wood's pit bay, I think.
Yeah, so Sam will now be making his way out. So that change didn't go according to plan for the away side. So Sam Woods, he's donning his yellow helmet. I can see it in the corner of the pits. So Dayle WOOD and Senna SUMMERS, the remit from Peter Schroeck now will be, no disrespect whatsoever to Harrison Rodgers and Sam Woods, but he'll want a 5-1 out of this.
Yeah, I mean, he'd like a 5-1 out of all of them,
Obviously.
if I'm being honest. But no, I think the chances look pretty high. Obviously, hopefully the boys just put in some steady laps and there's no mechanicals, but no, it's looking pretty likely.
So the 2 minutes have gone on again, and we're 1 minute and 45 into it. There we go, right on cue, thank you. Thank you, Rob. So he will make the tapes, no problem there. Sam Woods, this will be his 5th ride of the afternoon. He's picked up a couple of points in his opening 4. And even though Arran Butcher dropped it in that heat, he had done the work to get ahead of him, so he's earned one of those points, Sam Woods, this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. He's quite a brave move, I think, as well. Because he went quite wide, quite close to the fence too.
Yeah, that's right. So we will see Sam Woods. So we're going to see Senna SUMMERS off the inside in blue. Sam Woods, he's going to be the second reserve switch we've had now after that exclusion for Luke Harrison, who was replacing Kenzie. He's going to be in yellow off of gate number 2. Dayle WOOD red off of 3. Harrison Rodgers in white off of gate 4, point to his name. County Plumbing Supplies, they are going to sponsor this heat number 10. We are finally going to see the tapes up on heat number 10. Sam Woods and Dayle WOOD quite close there. Off of gates 2 and 3. Oh, not good for the away side. Terrific for the home side. Senna SUMMERS has made the gate. Dayle WOOD is with him. Harrison Rodgers, he's the lone stealer in this one. So, as long as everything goes to plan, they stay upright. Dayle WOOD has a quick look over his shoulder to see if he's got a bit of distance already. This could be a relatively routine 5-1 for the home boys.
Yeah, it's looking smooth sailing at the moment. No, Senna's just, pair of the boys, to be honest, look like they're just cruising along and having fun while they're doing it. So.
And I can't see Dayle WOOD getting up to take the win off of Senna SUMMERS. I'm still not going to get my win off of gate 3, but it's a
I was
win off of 3.
thinking that. No, we'll have a paid win for sure.
We'll have a paid win off of 3 for sure. So the home boys looking good out front. Senna SUMMERS, unbeknownst to him what was going on the gate, made a great start, got himself into that first turn first. Dayle WOOD again, just with another little quick check over his shoulder. He knows that there's distance from them, but a routine, great 5-1.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's good to see. And Senna SUMMERS just flicking that leg around, having fun while he's at it.
Yeah, so. Senna takes the win from his teammate Dayle WOOD. It was Harrison Rodgers who was the lone stealer there to take that 3rd place. And an engine failure on the line. So that the tactical switch from Kenzie into Luke Harris, into Sam Woods. Bit of a disaster for Simon Lambert and the Steelers there.
Oh, definitely. No, I spotted there was a rear chain laid out on the gate. So
drop a chain.
Yeah, before he even got set off. So he'd be devastated. But
always disappointing when you can't get off the start. So Senna SUMMERS with the win from Dayle WOOD. Big 5-1 to the home side over Harrison Rodgers and Sam Woods.
Start Marshal's just found the rest of it as well, I think.
There we go. So 37-23 as we move past heat 10 into 11. And we're just just eat into that aggregate score a little bit more. So yeah, there goes the chain. Senna Summers and Dayle WOOD both made the gate. Senna hugged the line. Dayle had a couple of checks over his shoulder to see if there was a threat. And Harrison Rodgers couldn't get up really to challenge the boys, and as routinified one as you're probably going to see.
Yeah, that's no, straightforward, straight from the gate, and yeah, Pete and the Chargers will be happy with that.
Yeah, most definitely. So the first win of the afternoon for Senna Summers. More paid points on the board for Dayle WOOD as he just packed in and coasted home behind Senna. So we are going to see Arran BUTCHER out here, so he will be taking his place here. Just waiting to see, is that Kenzie in yellow for Mickey Simpson in a rider replacement? I think that's Kenzie. It's definitely Luke.
Yeah, that is, yep.
It's Kenzie, so Luke Harrison is going to be off the inside. 8 points to his name, is looking really good. White helmet colour for the Steelers. Darryl RITCHINGS unbeaten so far. It's going to be a battle into that first turn with them two. 2 wins from 2 for Darryl RITCHINGS in red. Kenzie COSSEY comes in for Mickey Simpson in yellow. Point to his name so far, and Arran BUTCHER's got a win and a fall to his in his 2 rides. He's going to be in blue off of gate number 4. Smith of Bletchingley, they sponsor this heat. And just 14 points now, that aggregate, but in Luke Harrison, the Steelers know they've got a man here who can win the heat, but in Darryl RITCHINGS we could have a shootout here for sure.
It's going to be a topsy-turvy battle, I reckon, but no, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, again, this heat possibly could turn into 2 battles with the boys on the inside, Darryl RITCHINGS and Luke Harrison, and then Arran BUTCHER and Kenzie. I'm saying Cossey. I hope I'm not saying your name wrong there, Kenzie.
I wouldn't have a clue.
It's Cossey or Co. If I'm saying it wrong, I do apologise to anybody watching, and obviously to Kenzie himself. So here we go, tapes up on heat number 11. Keep an eye on the boys on the inside. Darryl RITCHINGS looked like he spun out there, but Luke Harrison certainly didn't. Darryl hugging that curb. Will he get the run up the inside of Luke Harrison as he puts it into turn 3, really close from those boys there. Keep an eye up the inside. Darryl RITCHINGS on Luke Harrison. Great line, great move. That'll force Luke out into that deep stuff, but he'll get his wheels in line to come back and challenge. Great opening lap, Luke.
Oh, such a smart ride from Darryl. You know, he's made that curve work, got the wheels in line, and yeah, as soon as he hit the front, chopped Luke's nose off and got straight in the dirt where he needs to be.
Oh, and
we've had a
fall
crash
there for Kenzie. Yeah, I was just about to pick up on the fact that Kenzie was holding 3rd place from Arran BUTCHER, but unfortunately he's just running a bit hot into turn 1 there. On lap 2 for the last time, and he's dropped it down. So Darryl RITCHINGS out front from Luke Harrison. Arran BUTCHER, who's looking really uncomfortable, I have to say, but he's got that 3rd place. But Darryl RITCHINGS has done superbly there, Luke.
Absolutely. He's no, he definitely had to work for that one on the first lap, but yeah, once he caught fresh air, he was yeah, plain sailing.
Yeah, another heat advantage to the home side. A great opening couple of laps there from Darryl RITCHINGS and Luke Harrison. Darryl again showing, we've used that term a couple of times, great track craft, because he didn't make the gate. Luke Harrison did really well from the tapes, so Darryl's had to work hard, and to get one over on Luke Harrison, that's good going, because Luke's in good form.
No, definitely so. I mean, yeah, and to get your wheels in line and get the bike actually hooking up off the curb on a day like today where it is quite warm, and yeah, you know, the sun's still out, so for him to yeah, get the wheels in line and definitely plenty of throttle control involved there.
Yeah, did superbly well there. Darryl RITCHINGS to get his 3rd win on the trot. He takes that checkered flag from Luke Harrison, with Arran BUTCHER gifted 3rd place, because Kenzie was looking pretty comfortable in that 3rd spot until Arran got the better of him when he dropped it. So a 4-2 to the home side, 41.25 on the afternoon, and 72.84 now. They're just starting to eat into that aggregate, but a great start from the inside 2 boys. Darryl seemed to spin up a little bit maybe.
Yeah, I think maybe he was sat in a bit of loose shale when it's just, when he's dropped the clutch, there was 0 reaction. But no, great little cutback, and you know, he couldn't make the most of it there. But yeah,
he made Luke work in that 3rd turn, didn't he?
Yeah, and you know, he applied the pressure and yeah, maybe pushed Luke off of the line he wanted to be a little bit, and that left Darryl the room straight up the inside, chopped his nose off there, straight in the dirt, and he was gone. Yeah,
it seemed to straighten up as he came from 3 into turn 4, and then got the run up the inside. Little tap on the back there from Dad Nigel. Excellent work from Darryl RITCHINGS, and yeah, 3 from 3. He's looking really good this afternoon, and like we say, that aggregate now down to 12. Starting to reel that in, but we've got Ben Morley and Luke Harrison in 13 and 15 for sure. So it's going to be interesting.
that's tough going. But you know, the way Dayle and Darryl have been riding this afternoon, you know, it's that's going to be a race to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're moving straight on to Heat 12. And the lineup is, I think we're spot on there. Colin Perkins Property Maintenance, they're going to sponsor Heat 12, and it's going to see Luke Harris off the inside in yellow for the Steelers. Off gate 2, Jacob Clouting, gate 7 for him so far, red helmet colour for the home side. Harrison Rodgers, he's back out again, he cut the points to his name, he's in white off of gate number 3. And Max Broadhurst has had 2 excellent second places that have been paid behind his teammate. He's going to be in blue off of gate number 4. So 41.25. Looking at this heat, pretty even Stevens this heat. Jacob Clouting will be hoping he can make the gate and get some fresh air. But Max Broadhurst has really come on this meeting. A couple of excellent second places for his 4 paid 6. And he will be, in his own head now, expected to get something from this.
Absolutely, you know, and he's beat both of these Steelers this afternoon as well. So it's nothing he can't do. It's definitely going to be tough for him off of gate 4, but he's made some great gates off of gate 3, and I mean, he'll definitely be hungry for it now.
Yeah. Commentator's curse, but I would expect Jacob to make this gate and shoot off and boss the heat, and then the other 3 bases potentially battle it out. But I've been wrong before. I'm sure I'll be wrong again, but let's wait and see what this heat brings us. Away they go into that first turn, and there you go. Luke Harris has made a great gate off the inside. Really going to make Jacob work for that round the outside, but he does. Max just lifts a little bit. Can he hold on to that 3rd place? It's tight going into turn 3 for the first time, but Max is in a great spot if he can keep that speed around the outside, and he does that brilliantly. Gets the better of Harrison Rodgers, who just spins and drops it down. Will he be able to get up and get off the track? Yes, he does. Fair play to him. Carry on, will he? Yes, he will. He's got that bike running again. So Jacob Clouting out front, but Luke Harrison really made him work in that opening lap to get himself up into first. And Max Broadhurst in 3rd place.
Yeah, Luke made a great gate there, and he made it hard for Jacob in that first corner and down the back straight. But yeah, no, he's just riding a steady race now and attacking those corners. And all the boys are just a bit spread out, but it's a good, solid race.
Yeah, it was an interesting first couple of laps to this one. Luke Harris made it really difficult for Jacob Clouting here as he comes around off the last turn to take the checkered flag from Luke. 3rd place will be Max Broadhurst. And Harrison Rodgers did get back up and complete the heat, and there he's just going to poodle around to take that 4th spot. But Luke Harris made a terrific gate and made it really hard for Jacob Clouting going in to that 1st and 2nd turn. But Jacob had enough just to get over the top of him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But no, it was great to see from Max there. You know, Luke Harris had run Jacob up to the dirt, and that left Max on the outside, 0 room. But yeah, you know, front wheel come up, he got it back down, he stayed on the gas, and you know, he got back around Harrison Rodgers in 3 and 4.
And he was committed. Once you're out there, if you commit to that, you can make it work.
Absolutely, and that's what he done, and he was it was a hard-earned point there for him, and no, he's got to be happy with this afternoon. Yeah,
so Jacob Clouting took the win from Luke Harris there in 2nd, Max Broadhurst 3rd, and Harrison Rodgers, even though he dropped it, he did get up and complete the heat, but he came home in 4th place, so we just need to swap the 2nd and 4th around there. But it was a 4-2, and it was another heat advantage, 45-27. So the victory on the afternoon will go to the home team. And just that 10 points to play with on the aggregate now. We've got 3 huge heats ahead of us.
It's what's that? 2 5-1s and 3 5-1s to win it on aggregate now.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
That is a big ask.
Yeah, Luke Harris there made a terrific gate, and Jacob Clouting had to move off that line around the outside, and he got his wheels in line. But here, keep an eye on Max in blue, because he's on a part of the track he possibly didn't want to be on, but he committed to it, back wheel in the grip, and he got that run around the outside of Harrison Rodgers, and again a terrifically well-earned point there.
Yeah, absolutely. Just shut the door there, and it's unsettled Harrison. And
it's similar to Arran in that earlier heat, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And it's hard-earned point, and no, it's good going.
So Jacob Clouting ends his programme rides with a win. He'll be really happy with that. Luke Harris picks up a solid 2nd place. So there we go.
Even Stevens.
Most of the points coming off of 1 and 4, but in terms of gates, 1, 2 and 4 contributing 4 each, and still Dayle WOOD can take an honorary win off of gate 3 because he packed in behind Senna SUMMERS. But yeah, no tapes the flag from 3 as yet. But we've got 3 huge heats ahead of us in terms of that aggregate point. So the next heat is going to be a belter with Dayle WOOD, Darryl RITCHINGS, Luke Harrison and Ben Morley. It's going to be a massive heat 13. Possibly could be 15 as well. Yeah, a better man to go against that. You'd have to be have to be a gambler to go against that in 15. But 14 is where the difference will be, and it will see Ashton VALE and Arran BUTCHER up against programmed Kenzie COSSEY. Kenzie, I will learn your name next time, buddy. And Sam Woods. But after that one, I imagine Luke Harris might find himself coming out again for Sam Woods in 14. But we shall see. All I know is we've got a huge 13 ahead of us as we put a bit of water down. But even though we've the Oxford have stretched away, we've seen a couple of good heats and some good racing.
Yeah, there's been some good battles going around, and it's obviously a hot afternoon, and they're trying to keep on top of the water. But there's no grading; they're not bringing the dirt back across. So, with a relatively slick track, it's great to see the amount of racing and passing that we actually have. Yeah,
the boys have committed to some outside lines and putting their wheels in. So let's just have a quick scan over at Leicester. And still close there, 29-24. Leicester over Middlesbrough at the moment. Ben Trigger unbeaten for the home side, as is Cooper Russian. Ace Piper 7 and Jamie Howder 7 for the away side. They're doing well. So it's a close battle over at Leicester. The victory on the afternoon here has gone to the home team. So they will take the points. They will take the 2, which is what the key was this afternoon, was to get that victory. But you have to say, fair play to Luke Harrison and Ben Morley predominantly. For the work they've done, contributing to that 27 points for the away side, which might just see them hold on to that aggregate point. But Luke Harrison's got a 2nd place, and Harrison, Rodgers, Kenzie, Sam Woods, they've all had a good go this afternoon.
Yeah, it's they're all putting in the work, and those couple of boys that haven't been here yet, they're definitely figuring things out by now. And were you saying it was Luke Harris's first time there?
Luke Harris, I'm sure it's his first visit here.
Yeah, okay. Right, yeah,
and you can see he's gotten better with every heat.
As the day's gone on, and it was quite unfortunate when he'd missed that 2 minutes, because that was more laps for him to work his way around this circuit. And but he made a good handful of it in the next one. So
yeah, he certainly did. There we see Simon Lambert with Kenzie. Is that Kenzie or Harrison?
Harrison.
Yeah. So good to have Simon Lambert in the pits there. Great guy. Look, he's giving over. Plenty of noise talking to him about the lines he's taking and things he can change and improve on. But that's what this is all about at this level of racing. Yes, you want to win. Yes, it's about winning that championship, but it is about giving everybody the opportunity to get on track, improve, learn, progress. That is ultimately what this division is all about.
That's it. And I understand when it comes down to it, you're swapping your boys around, and some boys who aren't on it might miss a heat that day. Only get 3 rides, but when you can, I know especially Peter loves to give everyone all their rides, because it's track time and it's vital, and even as you step up through the championship and the premiership, he wants to leave everyone in their races if he can, so that everyone's getting the vital track time and everyone's learning.
Yeah, and it's at this level I totally get that. I've managed at this level myself, and I think I've made minimal changes in the meetings I've done, because I wanted to give everybody that track time. There's been a couple there where the Isle of Wight wanted to get a victory, so I didn't make up the changes. But in the main, I think that's what it's all about here. But it is, as you move up into the championship, and then especially the Premiership, is ruthless. Managers have got to be ruthless.
That's it.
And it's hard sometimes, because as a rider, you might feel you go out in your first ride and get a duck, and then go out in your next one and get a point and think, right, I've progressed, and then boom, you're out your heat. I
know it's tough going, and sometimes the programs can look like a dot-to-dot drawing, but that it is what it is, and you've got to be a team player, because there was middle of the season I had that rough time where I was getting taken out of races and swapped round, and within the last month or so it's been the other way around, and I'm picking up them heats. So it's you've got to be a team player. You can't take it to heart, and put the team first.
100%. So there's Neil, bit of work on the carb.
Yeah, he's just seems to be changing that air filter over. Quite a dusty afternoon. Once a bit of dust is caught in that filter, it can restrict a bit of airflow and then the bike starves. So yeah, just put a fresh one on, and it saves any dirt going through the engine as well and causing internal damage.
So that's what I was going to say. Would that be a brand new filter or?
Yeah, that
I'd dust off the one that you've got.
No, I'd say he'd be bringing a new one in. I'm guessing Darryl's prepared a few. So you've got your inner filter, and then there's the red foam sock on the outside. So it is double layered. There's a bit of oil between the layers to catch some stuff in between and stop it going through. But once that oil's all covered in dirt, it's going to restrict airflow a lot more, it's not good for the spark and the strength of the engine.
No, and he's going to want that bike in tip-top form for this heat. He's done 3 fantastic heats. He's riding really well, Darryl. And not all from the tapes either. He's had to work for a couple of those wins.
Yeah.
And he knows this is the toughest heat he's going to face so far for sure. With Ben and Luke, I'm looking forward to this. This could go any way. Any of these 4 riders could win it.
And
any of them could come last.
Off of a gate that hasn't won a heat yet, which
it certainly is. Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't know that, because that wouldn't play in his mind anyways.
See, if it was me, with the nature of it, I'd almost, the way that he's riding, the way that he's changed lines and he's done different things, I'd want to know, because I'd want to be the one to get the win off of 3.
Absolutely.
I'd want to know that. But I suppose mentally, if you're told you're going off a gate where there's been no winners, it's a bit of a... can be deflating, I guess. But you know, as a rider, there's sometimes you go to a gate, and even before you know you ain't going to get nothing off of this gate, you see it. You see it in heats where you could have a phenomenal rider pull up to the gate, dead, nothing.
Absolutely. And I mean, even here, coming off of gate 4 in heat 12 or heat 14, you've got to work that bike to the first corner, and most of the time there's not a lot you can actually do apart from sit bolt upright, trying to get your weight all the way back, and minimal throttle so that wheel's not spinning too much to the first corner. But we did see Darryl earlier working that bike really hard to the first corner, and he was almost getting there, but even if he doesn't quite make it, he's got the racecraft to make a pass. As long as he's with them into the first corner, there's nothing Darryl can't do. Because
that was with Luke Harrison, where we eventually got him as they came off a 2. They were neck and neck, really, weren't they? But Luke just had that position on the track to stay just in front. But again, going into 3, Darryl really put it to Luke, and he had to hold his line. But almost Darryl just moved him off of it a little bit, and that allowed Darryl to get that cutback.
Yeah, there would have been no contact, maybe minimal contact. But no, that pressure when someone's there, and it just depends if you've got the knack to hold your ground, or and sometimes you try your best to hold your ground and you can't. So no, Darryl made a good move there. Budging Luke off that line. Darryl got his wheels in line nice and early, and hit the front.
I tell you what it does do, just our conversation there. We're talking about National League Speedway, and we're talking about the track craft and the knowledge and the ability to manoeuvre the bike. It shows what riders we've got at this level of the sport. It's not just for riders that are learning their trade. We've got skillful riders at this level, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And Darryl's definitely one of them. I wasn't aware of British League Speedway when he was racing the first time round. But no, the first I've heard of him this year, and some of the racing I've seen him do is unbelievable. And like you say, Luke Harrison, he's racing all 3 leagues at the moment, and he's doing well in all 3 leagues. So there's definitely plenty of skill going around, and plenty of smart racing going around. Yeah,
and that man on screen, Ben Morley, he's obviously ridden at high levels as well. He's been involved in Championship. He's definitely put tyres on Premiership at some point, whether it's a guest booking or. So he's got that ability. And talking to him earlier on, when I did my mini pit walk, he said, look, I still want to race higher, I'm enjoying riding for Kent, I'm enjoying the National League stuff. He said, but I want to be in the Championship, I want to be racing, and I feel I can do that. So this is a shot window for him today, and he's done exceptionally well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's tough as well, because to progress you need to be on the bike and you need that bike time, but without the opportunities and people taking a chance on you, you don't get the bike time. And it's fine and dandy going places and putting in hundreds and thousands of laps all the time, but it's nothing like being behind the tapes with 3 other riders on the track. Yeah,
and we were saying the same. When you can watch anybody that can ride a speedway bike, you watch them on the track on their own, they look good, eh? They look really good. But as soon as you're on there with 3 other boys, or girls, obviously nowadays, it's it's a different
ball game.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It's it's not just ability at that point. It comes down to bottle, it comes down to race smarts and line choice and all sorts of different things.
Setups, everything, the works. So we move swiftly on to what is going to be a huge Heat 13 here. And looking forward to this one. I think it may well replicate 15 as well. Let's get 13 out of the way first. Dayle WOOD, Darryl RITCHINGS, Luke Harrison, Ben Morley. This is 4 riders that have all taken the checkered flag this afternoon. Darryl RITCHINGS with 3. Here we go. Off the inside, Dayle WOOD, 6+2 red helmet colour for Oxford. Luke Harrison, 10 points for him so far. He's going to be in gate number 2, white helmet colour. Darryl RITCHINGS, blue helmet colour, 9 points for him so far. And 9+1, yellow helmet colour, Ben Morley from the outside. Jamie Lee, Sound Enterprises. He's our DJ in the centre green. Every meeting here does a terrific job, whipping the crowd up, playing some good music. He's our sponsor of what is going to be a huge Heat 13 here. And like we were saying, this could go any way. Any of these 4 riders could win it. Any of the race results possible, we could see in this heat. Oxford, they need a 5-1. If they want to get that aggregate point, they're 10 points adrift with 3 to go. They need to get maximum points, but that is a massive ask against Luke and Ben, that's for sure.
I can picture a lot of passing in this race already, but no, we'll wait and see. But all 4 of these boys have been making gates all day. They've got great track craft, great line choice, and they've all got throttle control, so it should be a really good race.
Yeah, and Jamie Courtney's been out with the Bowser. He's put some water down, especially on the outside there where that grip is. Let's see what we get. Heat 13. Takes up and away we go, and it's Ben Morley that looks like he's made a great gate off the outside. Dayle WOOD off the inside. Ben Morley just locks up and moves across track a little bit. Right, keep your eye on Darryl RITCHINGS in the blue helmet colour. Dayle WOOD's out front. At the moment it's the Steelers. Watch Darryl RITCHINGS all the way round Ben Morley. Carries it down into turn 1 for the second time. Wood's out front. Oh, and now Luke Harrison's looking to go around the outside of Dayle WOOD. Darryl RITCHINGS moves up into 3rd place. It's all happening, Luke.
Oh, this is exactly what I expected from these boys.
He's done him.
Luke Harrison just taking the lead there. Yeah, just keeping his back wheel in that dirt. But you know, Darryl's on his tail now too, and no, Dale's making that bike work on the inside. Yeah,
it looks more likely that Darryl RITCHINGS might be the one to put it to Luke Harrison here with a lap to go. But Dayle WOOD's got to keep an eye behind him because Ben Morley is not far away. All 4 riders on top of each other here. Keep an eye on Darryl RITCHINGS as Luke Harrison just gets in a little bit of trouble. Darryl changes tact and looks towards the inside to try and get a run up like he did earlier on, but I don't think he's going to make it work. Fantastic heat, great win for Luke Harrison from Darryl RITCHINGS. Dayle WOOD almost drops it there. Coming around 1 and 2, and Ben Morley at the back. Pretty much as you predicted, Luke. Great
plenty
heat.
of racing, plenty of passing.
Great heat.
But no, the Chargers there absolutely made a flyer at the start. And yeah, Darryl just trying to get to that dirt, but it seemed no, Luke Harrison got there first.
Yeah, terrific heat. Anybody could have won that even going into the last lap, but it was Luke Harrison for the Steelers from Darryl RITCHINGS and Dayle WOOD for the Chargers with Ben Morley at the back. 3-3 scoreline, 48-30. And I think that's the aggregate point put to bed. Well done to the Steelers. Here we can see it from the tapes. That was a great heat, great first, nice and close first couple of laps. But Ben Morley initially made the gate.
Flyer.
Yeah, again for the second time this afternoon, he made a worldie off of the outside, but just got in a bit of bother there, and that took away his forward traction really. But at this point here, you know, Ben Morley's in the mix. Darryl RITCHINGS round the outside like we've seen him do before. Carries that speed down into 1. So at the minute here, you think Dayle WOOD's looking pretty comfortable, but then Luke Harrison worked his magic to get up in front.
He's just persistent at that outside line, and yeah, getting his wheels in line a little bit sooner, making them straights a bit longer than Dayle, and yeah, that's why we see him get past here.
Yeah, superb heat. 4 riders all putting it to each other, but the 3-3 that keeps it at a 10-point gap, and obviously there's only 8-point advantage that can be gained from the last 2 heats. So a point on the league table for the away side, the Steelers, and 2 points on the board for the home side, the Chargers. Excellent racing from all concerned in that one. And we can see Max Broadhurst, who's coming out for Arran BUTCHER here. Not a surprise really. I think Arran's looked overly comfortable all afternoon. Sam Woods in yellow, and that is Luke Harris in white, so he comes out for Kenzie. A couple of changes in this one. It's definitely Ashton VALE in red. He has got a win this afternoon. Yep, there we go. Luke Harris, white off the inside, reserves with 3 points for him so far for the Steelers. Max Broadhurst, he's had a great afternoon, possibly his best meeting I've seen him ride, 5+2, blue helmet colour off of gate number 2. Sam Woods, 2+1 for him, he's going to be in yellow off of gate number 3. And Ashton VALE, 6+1, red helmet colour off of gate number 4. AW Mobs, they're the sponsors of heat number 14. Let's see what we get. Start Marshal walks away, takes up and away they go. And as we've predicted, Luke Harris has gotten better and better with each race this afternoon. Keep an eye on Ashton VALE. He'll get the run all the way around the outside of Max Broadhurst as Sam Woods now moves up into 3rd place ahead of Max. But there is a race on as Max puts it back to him. Will he get the run at the inside? Not just yet. Luke Harris out front from Ashton VALE. That's a race, as is Sam Woods and Max Broadhurst. 2 in 1 here, Luke.
Yeah, Ashton seems to be making plenty of ground off of them corners, just chopping back to the inside, but at the same time as Luke Harris there. So Ashton's got that speed on the outside and spreading out at the back a bit now. But
yeah, Luke's definitely got better as the afternoon's gone on for sure. But he can't rest on his laurels here because Ashton is really putting it to him. He's got a lap to go here. 3rd place is looking pretty comfortable now for Sam Woods. He's got the better of Max Broadhurst, but the battle out front is Luke Harris, and here comes Ashton VALE. Oh, just not enough room. He's got one chance. A big boom round the outside. Will he see it through, or will he cut back up the inside? I didn't really commit to either, and Luke Harris takes the win. Excellent 3 points for him from Ashton VALE, from Sam Woods, with Max Broadhurst at the back. So that takes Oxford to 50 points. But it 101% secures the aggregate point for the away side. It would have had to have been a heat advantage for the home side. Well done, Luke Harris, and he's grown with the meeting, 100%.
yeah, absolutely. He's considering it's his first time here, it's not taking him that long to get the grips.
No, and he's looking really good. Ashton VALE, he took the 2nd place from Luke Harris in that one, with Sam Woods in 3rd, who got the better of Max Broadhurst. So another heat advantage to the away side. Well done to them, 4-2 in that one. Makes the progressive score on the afternoon 50 points to 34. And with that aggregate point now well done and dusted to the Steelers, they'll take that. Well done to them. It's 81.93 on aggregate. From the tapes, Luke Harris made a great gate.
Once again, yeah, he seemed to be loving that gate one. And no, Ashton put it straight to the dirt and just worked so hard for all 4 laps. But yeah, couldn't quite get there. He seemed to make ground down the straights and lose it a little bit coming in the corners. But yeah, some good racing in Heat 14, and it's great to see that type of racing at this level.
Yeah, it was good. Ashton didn't stop, did he? Pushed him for the entire full laps, the 4 laps, and kept him on his toes. But yeah, hats off to Luke Harris. He's gotten better and better as this afternoon's gone on, and he's ended up with 6 points from his 6 rides. But bear in mind, one of those was that 2 minutes exclusion. He could have added a couple more.
Yeah, so I think that would have been the start of when he was coming on. You know, as soon as he'd come out in that next one, he was straight on it. So it's he'll be a little bit devastated about that. But no, definitely a good showing towards the back part of the meeting.
Yeah. So just 15 to come now then. So Darryl RITCHINGS obviously in that 13 did lose his maximum, but what he's done again is he's hit double figures. You can see Arran Butcher just walking across screen, taking his Kevlars off. He won his opening ride, Arran Butcher, but ever since then he had that fall, and I think that was probably curtains in terms of his real competitive afternoon. He picked up 1 point, was gifted to him in his other ride. So if you're a betting man, I think I'd go for the same 4. It's just what gates they get. So Oxford have got the pick of gates going into this one. We could pull up the stats maybe while we've got a bit of time and see which way Luke would go. There we go. Thank you, Andy. On cue. It's a tricky one.
It is.
It's not as cut and dry as we think.
No, that's it. You know, Gate 4 was so good early on that, you know, I think most of those heats must have come from then. So looking more in front of the gate rather than behind the tapes, you know, that's what you should be most considered about. I'd say 1 and 3 is probably your best bet. Although Gate 3 has not had a heat win, it's had a paid win, and yeah, I mean in Heat 13 the boys seem to make the gates off of 1 and 3. So
yeah, I think I'd go along with that as well. So there we go. There's a surprise. Great to see Arran Summers coming out in 15.
Senna,
sorry. That's the first time I've done that all season, because obviously Arran rode for Swindon when I was there. So
Yeah.
that's brilliant. Sorry, Senna. Although I do remember Jason Doyle once calling me Bob Kilby, so I can live with that.
Yeah, you'll take it.
You don't mind getting
That's
called your
all
dad's name every now and then. So Senna will be coming out in the red helmet colour. It's terrific to see. He'll be joined by Darryl RITCHINGS in blue. Harrison in yellow, wasn't it? Yeah. And 1 and 3, I think, is what Peter Schroeck has taken there.
It's definitely the right call. Gate 1 seems to be so predominant at this part of the meeting. Not as much as winning the races, but making those gates. And with these boys, especially Senna, if he can hit the front, he's very likely to hold on.
So Darryl RITCHINGS, my last chance saloon to give me a winner off of 3. If anybody can, he can. So Dayle WOOD's been a great guest this afternoon. 7 paid 9 for him. I don't think anybody could replicate what Jody would have returned, really, but Daryl's been good value for that this afternoon. It's been a great guest. It's always going to be a huge ask to draw in that aggregate point.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally think Jody would have made a hell of a difference this afternoon.
Yeah.
And maybe scab that extra point in the lead.
So World Speedway Riders Association sponsor this heat. They sponsor the league as well. Senna SUMMERS, red helmet colour, a well-deserved heat 15 for him, 7 points to his name, red helmet colour. Ben Morley, 9+1, white helmet colour off of gate 2, Darryl RITCHINGS, 11 off of 3, and Luke Harrison, yellow, 13 off of 4. Takes up, and away we go. Senna SUMMERS has made a great gate off of 1. He'll push everybody over, which will allow Darryl RITCHINGS up the inside, but Luke Harrison, he had that run around the outside, as he's done a couple of times this afternoon, to take himself back into the lead. So Darryl RITCHINGS will set chase, see if he can pick up and overtake Luke Harrison, as he has done this afternoon already. He's out in that deep stuff right up against that fence. A battle out front and maybe a battle for third if Senna SUMMERS can get up, but it's looking like a 4-2 to the away side at the moment, Luke.
Yeah, Senna just seemed to get a bit of ground on Ben Morley coming off that 4th bend last time round. And no, Darryl's chasing that dirt now, as is Luke, as is Ben, so it's seeming to settle down a little bit, but no, the boys are looking quick and steady out front.
Yeah, they all pretty much are on the same line now as we see them go into 1, across to 2. Senna's just ridden a slightly different line there. Looked like he might just draw Ben Morley in, but Luke Harrison has taken the checkered flag in heat 15 from Darryl RITCHINGS, from Ben Morley, and Senna SUMMERS not that far behind, but isn't able to pick up any points in that one. So the Steelers end with a victory and make the score a little bit more respectable. Luke Harrison's really been superb this afternoon with 3 wins and a couple of second places. Ben Morley for the away side as well has taken the checkered flag a couple of times. But it was a win for Luke Harrison from Darryl RITCHINGS, Ben Morley, then Senna SUMMERS. Senna SUMMERS, who made the gate initially, Senna SUMMERS. So a 4-2 to Sheffield Scunthorpe Steelers over the Oxford Chargers. Means the final score this afternoon is Oxford 52, the Steelers 38, and it is victory on the afternoon, and that was realistically what they were going for this afternoon with no Jody Scott, I would have said.
Absolutely, that's the most important part. Obviously, it would have been great to pick up that aggregate score, but yeah, they just couldn't quite do it. Maybe with Arran on his A game and Jody in the side, then it could have been a different story. But no, most importantly, they picked up the win.
Yeah, they certainly did. Right, let's run through top to bottom on the scorers then. Luke Harrison, fantastic. Plundered some race wins. He's been there out and out number 1 this afternoon, and he's been superb to watch. Rider replacement in number 2, so Harrison, Rodgers at 3, picked up a couple of points from his rides. Kenzie COSSEY, he picked up the 1 point from his 3 rides. Ben Morley again, he rode really well, 10+1 for him, down in that number 5 race jacket. Luke Harris grew as the meeting went on and ended up with a win, deserved win in his last ride, 6 points for him. And Sam Woods, he seemed to battle all afternoon and was in the mix on many an occasion and could possibly have picked up a few more points, but 3+1 for him. Down at reserve and for the home side, Dayle WOOD, 7+3, sorry, for his paid 10. Senna, great middle order rider there, 3, 2 and 2 for his 7 points. Jacob Clouting and Ashton VALE, both solid as these two normally are when they're together, 8+2 and 8+1 for those two respectively. Darryl RITCHINGS, it was on for a maximum after 3, but then had his colours lowered in 13 and 15 for his excellent 13 points. Arran Butcher, solid 4, still coming back from injury. And then Max Broadhurst, he rode really well in those races. He's picked up points for his 5+2. So an excellent afternoon. I think everybody deserved what they got from this afternoon, Luke.
Absolutely. There's been some great racing, and all the boys managed to stay upright for the most part, but obviously nothing too serious. Hopefully Aaron's feeling all right soon, and he can jump on the road and go with the boys.
Yeah, absolutely. So from Rob and Laura on camera, from Andy producing, myself and Luke in the comms box, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. If you're a Steelers fan, grab that point on that league table. And for the home side, a couple of points that edges them closer to that championship, but there's still work to do. So Luke, thank you for joining me, buddy. When are you next on track?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, of course you are. Yes, we're
Absolutely.
back here tomorrow. TNT will be showing the meeting tomorrow, so we won't be streaming. So good luck tomorrow, Luke.
Thank you very much.
We'll be watching, and we wish you all the best. And enjoy the rest of your afternoon and your bank holiday weekend. Thanks for joining us. Bye bye.
See you.